All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's good? What's good? What's good? Why do I only got two? Should have been more than that. I would have thought. What's going on? Good morning. Unfortunately, this morning, Blood Box will not to join us. Happy Sunday to everybody. Blood Boxing. What's going on, Joshua Roberts, Edwin Volaton? What's going on, Mr. Robinson? Salute to you, sir. Black Parent, what's up? Jordan Salas in the building, what's up? Shout out, man. We got some people that supported already, sponsored today, a little bit of today. My guy, thank you so much. To my guy, Big Game James, said, may it please the court explain demonetization. I think you must be watching an older video, brother. I will do that. Give me 1 second. I'll do that. Carl Jackson said, thank you. Much love in that $25 holler, sir. Haney's in the hospital. Why is Haney in the hospital? Are you sure Devin Haney's in the hospital? Tang and Shakur, I don't know. I hope you're not playing about that that young man being in the hospital, man. Please don't play about that. What? Bud and him went. All right, goodbye. Please don't waste my time. What's going on, Platinum Alkaline Water? Yes, I did, Mr. Volitan. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, sir. Well, it just started. What's going on, Freg the Jig? Look, man, I need co-hosts today. I need y'all, so y'all jump on here, man. Quace T. Is this? Hold on, man. Man, I thought you put a picture of my nephew up there, man. I was gonna be like, what? I'm not fed. What do you mean I'm already fed up? Dude, you're telling me that you telling me something silly like Gervonta, like Terence Crawford beat up Devin Haney. First of all, you're playing about a young man being in the hospital. I don't find that funny. I'm not fed up, but I'm not entertaining people that do that. Why would I ever want Devin Haney to be in the hospital? Why would you ever put that on Devin Haney if that's not the case? Black Parent, what's up, man? How you feeling, brother? I mean that too. I don't understand that. I don't understand you guys, how some people's minds work. Big Block in the building. What's up, man? I don't think I've seen you in a minute, Big Block. How you feeling? David Tistain in the building. What's good? What's happening with you? God, oh, these people be lying. What's happening with you? What's happening with you? I'm every day. That's what's up. Maybe I didn't think it. Some people say they can think they can joke about anything. I mean, you can. You're just not going to joke about it with me. I don't play with that, man. I believe in I'm not even going to say I know. I know when you speak, your words are powerful. Your words are powerful. What you write down are possible or is powerful. So I'm never going to engage. I'm not engaging with people with that. It's just not going to happen. If it was the internet saying him and Crawford got into it, nothing solid, I don't believe it. I think people are just making stuff up. That's what I think. I think you're just making it up. Terence Crawford was at home or wherever he was watching a football game last night. And I assume that the Green Bay Packers lost in the playoffs. So, just from seeing the tweets. So, but anyway, man, let's talk about this, man. So Tim Tszyu calls out Terence Crawford. Fake news. Tim Tszyu did not call out Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford chasing Tim Tszyu. Hey, look, man, I'll take it. But I've been told by several people that Gervonta, the Terence Crawford and Tim Tszyu is a better fight than Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis and Errol Spence Jr. And that Errol Spence and Terence Crawford maybe should fight each other. Errol Spence and Jaron Ennis maybe should. Who tweeted it? Tim said he was beatable. That shit was old as shit. Dude, he didn't say that recently. He said that was like the day after that shit was back in July. He said that. I saw the news. I saw the piece of news that came out that publicized that. But Tim Tszyu tweeted what? He called him out on a tweet. Man, if he did, cool. When did he tweet? He hasn't. Is that for real, Tim Tszyu? Tim Tszyu has not tweeted since January 6th, and he said, "Welcome to the 154 Club." Before that, he hadn't tweeted since October 15th of 2023. And before that, he said, great win for Charlo, ready when you are, twin, in 2022. So what do you mean he tweeted it? He didn't tweet anything. When is this? Put it in the link, Cal Cooler, so I know. If he did, good. Get it done. He said, this is fireworks for sure. That's not calling that man out either. List the top fights we want to see in 2024. Some are already scheduled. Tim Tszyu versus Terence Crawford versus Tim Tszyu. This is fireworks for sure. Fire. That's not a call out. Is that a call out? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that a call out? Let me know. Is that a call out? No, John Raphael, that's not a call out. Dog, you guys got some loose ass definitions for fucking call outs, man. Look, man. If somebody, that'd be great, man. Okay, man. Look, dog, I want to do business with you all. I want to do business with you. He didn't insinuate shit. Will you stop with the insinuation? That would be fireworks. What do I think about Ryo and Tank? I'll take it. I love the fight. Let's get it popping. Hey, If it walks and quacks like a duck, it must be Devin Haney. I don't think Devin Haney's ducking anybody. Let me be clear. May it please the court, explain demonetization. Demonetization is when you have when YouTube, two different ways. It means that you're not going to monetize something. You can either have in particular video demonetized, or you can have your whole channel demonetized. So when I'm talking about demonetization, I'm talking about demonetization of this live stream. So they won't let me put ads on it. They will allow super chats and cash apps and things like that, though. I'm not saying that. I don't think Devin Haney is look, man, don't you calling somebody else saying I want to fight you. Can we please not do this stuff? The guessing game stuff. I don't want to do the guessing game stuff. Because that's not fair to Tim Tszyu. Because Tim Tszyu says that, yeah, that would be fireworks. Now, I don't doubt that he would fight him. He probably would fight him. Especially if the Jermell Charlo fight's not available. I do believe he would fight him. But the last thing that I actually heard him say was that he wants Jermell Charlo. And I know he fights on the PBC, so that seems to be the more logical. That seems to be the more logical or the more likely situation. That's what it seems like to me. Give me 1 second. There's the link right there. Hey, dude, but don't click if you ain't got something to say. Merch is dumb is just trolling. He's not being serious. Do not take anything that Merch has done. Merch is dumb has to say literally. I can assure you that is just tripping. Black Outfit TV, why do you clap at the beginning of your videos now? I don't clap at the beginning of my videos now. I always do it because it's a way to break up that intro, and so I know the different parts when I'm recording it. And sometimes it just comes through, and sometimes I may miss an edit. So I don't do that every video. I mean, I don't intend for it to be in any video. It's just an editing mistake I make sometimes. If it happened in a video, if it happens in a video, it's because I do like this transition and it's still in there in the transition, or I forget to edit it out. But it's how you're able to record. It's able to record. Yeah, but I don't want to do it. I don't want it in there. Can't Bud move up and force the fight? I don't know. That's a sticky issue. Big James, Game James. Thank you, brother. But no, I don't think Big James game. No, he's not joining today. He has a sore throat. What the fuck? He has a sore throat. So he can't join today. No, not before the show. It's before the live streams. It's in the live streams. I do it every time. Hell no, it's not in my theater. It's not in every video. You must not watch a lot of videos because there ain't no way they're in every video. I'll do this when I'm recording because I'm recording multiple. I can record multiple videos at the same time, and I need to know when I break from one thing to another. So before I start a video, I go, and then there's a little intro part in it, and then I'll stop and I'll go. And that way, when I'm looking at the audio, I can see with the little spikes exactly where I did that. And then I can cut it. And I thought that I was doing a better job of not having it in there, but you must have watched some older, you must have been watching some older videos. I don't think I've ever clapped I don't clap for boxing matches. Hey, Crane OP, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the support. What's going on, Bruce Gas? Love the channels, always speaking facts, bro. Fred the Jig, what's going on, man? How can I help you, sir?
Salute for now. What it do?
I'm chilling, man. You know, just talking this boxing this morning. What's on your mind?
Hey, man. I know. I don't think you biased to no fighters, But I know you don't like nobody being one-sided on any fight, right?
I mean, I don't mind it. You can be one-sided as long as you ain't lying to me. Like,
I ain't want no. What I mean about it is, I mean
okay.
like, yeah. When I'm meaning like they go to the far to the point of lying and stuff. That's what really makes
Yeah,
somebody one-sided to me. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
If you think, hey man, I think if say Terence Crawford is about to fight like David Avenetian, and somebody says, man, Terence Crawford's about to kill David Avenetian, I'll be like, yeah, you're right. I mean, that's just one-sided. But if you say things like Devin Haney was Lomachenko's mandatory, that shit's not true. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, stuff like that. That's going too far. I understand that, and I'm actually a Terence Crawford fan. So
uh-huh.
I want to see him fight Enos because I'm tired of people doubting him. I'm like, all right, they doubting you, fight the dude who they won't doubt. But then somebody might say, well, Enos ain't have experience. You know what I mean? Not the 30 fights. I mean, you know what I mean? Like experience with top heavyweights. That's why they was looking for him to get like a Keith Thurman or somebody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I
Look,
think
man.
I think that's what they're saying. Like he hasn't been. They don't feel like he been super battle tested, but he been knocking out so many people. I mean, just fight him. You know
Dog,
what
look,
I mean?
that's a BS excuse.
I think you should just fight him.
It's just a BS excuse.
Yeah.
Or because it's somebody else is saying this nonsense. Because Jaron Ennis has fought 30 times. He's a world champion, and Jaron Ennis could lose just like everybody else. So nobody gets to fight Jaron. Nobody gets to fight Terence Crawford unless you think you can beat him. Like you'll be waiting along. Like there's not going to be a lot of boxing matches if we don't make boxing matches where the boxing match can't be made unless you know the guy can beat him.
That's a
That
fact.
is,
That's a fact.
there's never going to be a fight, bro. There was never going to be a Hank Lundy fight. There's never going to be a Julius Ndungo fight. There's never going to be a Jeff Horn fight. There's never going to be a bunch of fights. It's just like when people say that I only want to see the best fight the best. Well, that's not possible, man, because there's only one best. And the one
That's
best
a fact. It ain't no other best way to fight. That's a fact. When you really talk about the best,
and the best is only one. First of all, the best is only one guy.
that's a fact.
So say for you take Gervonta Davis for example, and there's people that say, no, I don't want to see Rayo Valenzuela. I don't want to see Edwin De La Santa or who else? Garrett. I don't want to see any particular guy. If he doesn't fight him and the other guys are not available, then Gervonta Davis is just not going to fight at all. And so then you can't complain about both inactivity and him not fighting I could understand if he's fighting somebody like Francis Ngannou, somebody that's never been in the ring before. That's a legitimate thing. Or somebody that's been knocked out 5-6 times in a row and is a complete, as a complete tomato can. Yeah. But just saying, well, I don't want to see him fight this guy who only has one loss, who just comes off of a knockout win, that's ranked high in the division. It's the champion's job to fight those guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I don't really trip on I'm not tripping on somebody being one-sided. But if you're going to be one-sided, then just talk about, as long as you're not saying things that are not true. I don't have a problem with somebody being a diehard Devin Haney fan or a diehard Errol Spence fan or a diehard Deontay Wilder fan or or a diehard Anthony Joshua fan. Mm-hmm. As long as the Anthony Joshua fan isn't lying on Deontay Wilder and saying,
yeah, that's a fact.
Deontay Wilder's never fought a type 10 opponent ever in his career. And then I go to the WBC rankings and I see that he's fought 3 of them or he's fought 11 of them. You're just lying on the man. Or you say Gervonta Davis is said that he would be willing to move up to 140, and he said he would fight he would fight Devin at 140. And then I go look at the tweet and it doesn't say it.
Yeah.
Or if somebody said Devin Haney was never the undisputed champion, I would say, come on, man. And every time somebody jumps up here and tells me Devin Haney can't fight, Devin Haney is up in the ring is a hype job, I'm like, nah, man, Devin Haney can fight, man. Devin Haney can fight. So I'm just like, just call it like you see it, man. And this lie that nobody is a fight fan. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
nobody's a fan of a fighter. Yeah, you are. And yeah, you are. Yeah, this guy is. Yeah, this guy is. But being a fan of him doesn't mean you have to lie for him or lie about him. It doesn't mean that you got to tear down people you're not a fan of for things that they didn't do, put words in their mouth, interpret what they say in a way that is going to inevitably make them look bad in the eyes of innocent people and neutral observers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're just tired of the bull crap. Everybody want to just make content about stuff that ain't true instead of sticking to the facts.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
You know, but look, if you, I don't mind, because my personal thing is the YouTube is not the news. So I'm not the news. So if somebody wants to say, like, if you want to put a title, because you have to, on YouTube, there's a zillion videos going up every day.
Facts.
So if you want to sit there and have a conversation with somebody about something you may think or an opinion that you may have or what have you, I don't really care. I don't really care about it. I mean, it is what it is. We're not. I've been saying that that's not what YouTube is the news. Some people like maybe you know what I mean? It's a boxing conversation that people are having, and I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying, look, dude, if you have your conversation, if you're having your conversations, shit, I'm gonna have mine too. But but please don't bring that shit over here. Don't bring that Willie
lies. Keep your lies with it.
And get mad at me because I won't say it's true. It's just not true. Or Tszyu Lopez, who I am not a big fan of.
Hey, why you calling out my boy Crawford, bro? What's wrong with him?
Nothing. He should be able to do that.
I'm saying why we can't. I know we got the Earl. I know we tied up with the Earl Spence name. I ain't saying that it's a for sure. I know we got something in the works concerning that. I don't know if it's on or not. But I know the Earl Spence and Terence Crawford. But
look, aside from whether it's on or not, Terence Teofimo Lopez has the right to move up to 147 pounds and challenge Terence Crawford to a fight.
Let's do it. I want to do it. I want all the people to come fight Terence. That's what I do. I want everybody to fight Terence. And I want, you know, the fight I want to see it. I think it's 135. But I think did you say that? I'm asking. Did you say that Tank Davis is more like 130 over 135 or 135? Which one?
I think that he can make. I mean, at the fight, let me put it this way. The weight that he is fighting at is 135 pounds. That's the weight class he is fighting at. That's the weight class that he's a champion in.
Okay.
As far as his body type, he is a blown up 130-pound fighter.
Okay.
I don't think that he is any bigger. Like, he is not. There are multiple 130-pound champions that are bigger than Gervonta Davis is. I think that bigger people. I've stood next to him. I've been ringside. I met O'Shaquie Foster. O'Shaquie Foster, in my opinion, is bigger than Gervonta Davis is in his stature. Emmanuel Navarrete is bigger than Gervonta Davis is.
Yeah.
Bigger. And I think that just similarly like Chris Colbert moved up to 135 pounds and fought Rayo. I think Rayo Valenzuela is a real 135 pounder. And I think that Chris Colbert is a 135. I think Chris Colbert is a 130 pounder. I don't think that he is. I don't, because he probably can't get all the way down to 126. I mean, to get all the way down to I don't think Gervonta Davis could get down to 126. I think Gervonta Davis would look like Terence, like Devin Haney looks trying to make 135 at 136.
I agree.
But when he weighs in at 135, when he weighs in at 130, he doesn't look ridiculously drained at 130. I mean, he definitely looks drawn in. Don't get me wrong. He looks drawn in. But, so, yeah, I just don't think when people are saying he needs to fight guys at 140 pounds, I don't think that's any different than saying I don't think Shakur Stevenson should be fighting guys at 147.
Yeah, I can understand. I understand that. Yeah, because then we not trying to say, hey, Shakur Stevens, go fight Enos right now. Yeah, right. We not trying to
No,
say.
where Devin, I think, can fight 147.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
140. I think he's legitimately going to be at 147 pounds. Because when you are rehydrating to 165 pounds, that's telling you that that's what you are. But let me let you go, brother, because you're smoking, bro. I don't know what you're puffing on, bro. But
all right, my bad.
Hey, no worries, man. Let me get back at you, dog. You want to do that next time, man? Just cover it up, because cover it up, because I don't know what people may be thinking. That maybe that la. All right,
Nah.
all right, good.
Yo.
Huh?
All right, brother. My bad, brother. Next time I got you.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Just all you got to do is just put the picture up, and you're good.
Oh, let me put the picture up then. You want me to put the picture up?
No, let me move on, man. Let me move on to the next
All right, love.
All right, brother, get back, or you can come back later. Man. I'm just gonna encourage somebody else to come on. A lot of people, by all fighters, rehydrate. John Raphael. Hey, Mr. McKinney, thank you, brother, for the big $25 holler, brother. All boxers rehydrate. It's how much they rehydrate is the question. Not all boxers rehydrate 25 pounds. No. I would venture to say very few boxers rehydrate 25 pounds. I would suspect that that is a small minority of fighters that do that. And if they do it, they're doing it at 175. If they do it, they're doing it at 168. They're not doing it at 140. They're not doing it at 140. Very few people are putting on 18% of their body weight on in a day, within a day. By the next day, by the end of the next day. They're probably, only in the much higher weight classes. Because when you're going from 188, if you go from you're going from 175 to 200, 175 to 200, then you're like, okay, yeah, because you're dealing with a bigger guy. Or if you're going from 168 to I don't even think they're going to that. I still don't think those dudes are probably going up 25 pounds. Why are you what do you mean where you get that from, John Raphael? That he came in at 151 the next day weigh-in. Where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? John Raphael. Dan Raphael. Where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? That he the next day weigh-in came in at 151. Where did you get that from? I'll wait for you to tell me where you got that from. I don't know if he's made it up or not. I want to know where you got that from. What channel? Where did you get that from? Because Gervonta Davis against Ryan Garcia only went up to 144. How come against Ryan Garcia, he only went up to 144, but he went up to 151 with Leo Santa Cruz? What are you talking about, Murder Jizz? Shut the fuck up, liar. Dude, then if you're not willing to name your source, don't put that shit on his head. Where did you hear it from? Don't put it on his head if you're not willing to give a source, man. Where's the source? You're not starting anything. Where'd you hear it from? Gervonta Davis. Bro, Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz said Tank made weight in the nude while Leo was in a good slight. Leo said that he will, not that he did, 20 pounds. And guess Leo Santa Cruz said that he will, not that he did. You guys are amazing, bro. And guess what? That's not 25 pounds. But they did want to put a rehydration limit on him for fighting at 130. That's funny. Where is this at? I don't see where it says where he rehydrated, what the rehydration weight was. All I know is that Leo Santa Cruz said that he would rehydrate 20 pounds. Is that what they're referring to? That doesn't exist, man. It's not there. I tried to click that link. There's nothing there. The post was deleted. Hey, what's going on, Ultraman? Yeah, man, I ain't seen you in a minute. He deleted what? What was it? Yeah, email me the screenshot. What was it? You know where it is? What did they do? Just put in there. Please email it to me, but at the same time, let me know what it was. What did he say? What did he say? He said he's going to go. Did he say he's going to go for the Saudis? Did he say? Did he say he's going to go? Gervonta always doing this. Okay, you got my email, Cal Coolit? Here, let me put my email in there, man. Let me know. What he said, IFG. What is that? I don't know. I haven't looked back at that, man. I'm not doing all of that, man. I'm not doing all of that. Well, I don't know. It was IFG. What is IFG? Okay. What he said, I really think Saudi is about to take over boxing until Tank and Canelo are over there. They made me mad. If they want me, they got to send me something to my front door, like 2 Ferraris or something. Like I said before, before I even think about going over there. You a scared fighter? Nope. I'm the one with power. Yeah, dog. You got some brave ass dudes, bro. Oh, all right. I mean, yeah, dog. Like, man, you better come on, man. You better, it's like 2 Ferraris. Before I even think about it, man. Dang. They made him mad. What they make him mad for? When was that? Yeah, y'all wild. Thanks, bro. Okay, Pool. Hey, always send that to me, dog. Always send it to me. Thank you, man. Hey, Ultraman said 8 for 9. Been away, but good Sunday, brother. Hey, that's what's up, bro. Thank you, man. Hey, Daniel Gallimore in the building says, hey, good morning, Fun On in chat. For making my Sunday work day fly by. Hey, man, my pleasure, man. Thank you for supporting the chat today, man. For real. Thank you. Where are we at? Yeah, dog, that's not a call out though, Mr. Raphael. I'm sick of y'all, nigga. I'm serious, man. I'm starting to become bitter. And I realize that I'm starting to become bitter. So I need to do something to improve my mood and to be more positive. Because you guys are some of y'all are really weighing on my head. And you really shouldn't have that much control over my feelings. But you know, like most human beings, I have weaknesses. Good morning. Just a question. Get your perspective. What is that, Colin? Colin, Mr. Davis. Let me go back and look at what you said. Colin Davis, what is that? What is that? What's the question, Colin Davis? Here's a link if you want to hit the link. But nah, this boxing shit ain't worth it. Nah, that's not really the boxing stuff, man. I had somebody like let me tell you, man. Like only a little bit, man. It's not that big a deal. You sent it? I don't see it. You sent it in an email or something? You said it's a calorie deficit. You eating these haters who have no substance in their arguments and lies. Yeah, dog. Bunch of storytellers, bro. Does it make sense for Tank to fight Devin based on the fact that Devin has been a lot more active compared to Tank? It seems like when active fighters fight inactive fighters, Devin Haney has not been more active than Tank, Colin. That's not true. They've both been equally active. Gervonta Davis fights twice a year. Devin Haney fights twice a year. Hey, I see you, Echo. Give me 1 second, though. Echo. That is something that is being repeated and said a lot, and it's just not true. So let's look and see. Let me demonstrate this for you. I see you, Echo. Let me demonstrate this for you. And we're going to go for the last 3 years, okay? The last 3 years. Give me 1 second, Echo. All right. So you see this? This is the last 3 years. Mario Barrios, Isaac Cruz in 2021. Rolly Romero, Hector Garcia in 2020. I'm sorry. Let me back up. 20. So in the 10th here, let's do it in months and not years. That's better that way to do it. So between this and this is 6 months. So he fought on October 31st. And then he fights again 6 months or 8 months later. He fights 6 months later. He fights 5 months later. Then he fights, what is that? 8 months later. Then he fights 3 months later. Okay? So he's fighting roughly on average every 6 months. If we go to Devin Haney, we're going to see roughly the same pattern. In 2020, this is what? 6 months, 7 months, 6 months, 4 months, 7 months, 7 months. About the same amount. Since 2021, he has fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. In 2021, Gervonta Davis has fought. Since 2021, Gervonta Davis has fought 1, 2. Oh, excuse me. That's not it. Let me go up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So Gervonta Davis has fought 5 times. Devin Haney's fought 6 times. Gervonta Davis is probably going to fight before Devin Haney fights again, which will make it 6 times and 6 times. So one is not more active than the other. They're both equally active. So I don't think that has anything to do with it because neither one is more active than the other. But there's a lot of people that continually say Gervonta Davis is inactive, but he's not inactive. That's one of the things that Devin Haney fans or Gervonta Davis, not Devin Haney fans, but people that don't like Gervonta Davis say on a regular basis that Gervonta Davis is inactive, but he's not an inactive fighter. He's an active fighter. He fights basically twice a year, which is what you usually expect from guys at that level. What's going on, Echo? How can I help you, sir?
I just want to drop by, see what's going on. What we're talking about today?
What's whatever's on your mind, man. The recent question was, why does Devin Haney have an advantage over Gervonta Davis? Because Devin Haney's more active. And I explained that Devin Haney's not more active than Gervonta. They both fight about twice a year. So
yeah, that's true because most boxers are doing that anyway.
Yeah. They're about doing
not many people have more than 3 or 4 fights. Very rare nowadays.
Hold on, man. John Rayfield. He hasn't fought in 10 months. Dog. You are a fanboy, bro. Okay? The man fights. He fought 2 times last year. He's probably going to fight 2 times this year. Okay? Anyway, go ahead, brother. What's the month? What is 4 from 12? It's 8.
8.
Go
ahead. What is he saying? That he's not having enough fights?
He's saying he's not an active fighter.
They're all about as active as each other. All the boxers are.
Dude, he's just as active as anybody else, man. He fights twice a year.
Yeah.
He just got put in. He was in jail. He went to jail, so that prevented him from fighting another time this year. But it is what it is, man. He's not an inactive fighter. He's fights.
That's like saying Sugar Ray Leonard didn't fight that much, but he was out with the retina problem. He retired. It's all, stupid stuff. Yeah, he fights as much as everybody else because everybody.
What did you think? I asked you a question. I have a question for you, man, so we can talk about this real quick. Yeah. What did you think about that fight that took place last night between Jonas and Meyer?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, you didn't get to see it? It was a very, very good fight. It was a very, very good fight.
I heard it. People are saying that it was robbery, but I don't know. I can't make an educated opinion about that. I've not seen it, so. I mean,
I thought Michaela Meyer won that fight. I definitely think Michaela Meyer won that fight.
Most fights, they say the robberies when they're close because the fans of the person that lost.
Yeah, my thing with it was I think it was a case where every round Jonas had moments in every round.
Okay.
But she lost those rounds. So
I think that's probably like Haney and Lomachenko. People say that Lomachenko was robbed, but if you judged it from the point of rounds 1, then you probably would say Haney won it because he was winning most of the rounds. But sometimes that Lomachenko did dominate some rounds. But dominating 3 rounds doesn't win you the fight.
Yeah, I think with the Haney Lomachenko thing, I think that most of the rounds were close. Like I don't think Devin. I think Devin Haney may have dominated 1 round, maybe where he clearly dominated a round. I think it was maybe 1. There were rounds that I think that he won, but the rounds were close.
Yes, it could have been swing rounds, probably.
Yeah. So I just think that a lot of the rounds that people gave Devin were swing rounds. Were the ones that did, but I don't think that like the ones that Hey, Deborah Rugged said, "Good morning, Fanon. Hope you and your family are enjoying your weekend. Good morning, Fanon. I hope you and your we are definitely enjoying it. Thank you, sister. I appreciate your support too, and I hope you're doing well, Deborah Booker." As far as the fight that took place last night, though, I just think my take on it was that I thought Michaela Meyer won that fight because I think Michaela Meyer won the rounds, and I think that there were moments when now there were moments when Jonas was throwing big shots. She threw serious shots, landed big shots, and but man, I just really think, especially down the stretch, that it was Michaela Meyer.
That's why I was looking on YouTube. I passed by a few channels and they were saying the same thing. I looked at some of the comments, but I've not seen the fight. But like I said before, a lot of people think things are robberies because they go against their fighter.
Yeah, I thought it was. I used the word robbery because I was emotional. Because I was, but I didn't have a. I mean, I really didn't have a. I didn't have a dog in that hunt.
I never have a dog in any fight. I don't care.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that does get me though. I don't like the coverage. Like when I'm listening to something that will make me start thinking that it's a robbery is when I listen to the commentary, and the commentary for any particular round is just over the top in favor of one person, because Michaela Meyer was most definitely landing a lot of shots on Jonas, and Tim Bradley and them at least 3 or 4 times that I saw it, acted like they didn't see the punches that got landed. So I think that was a little bit frustrating for me, but it is what it is, man. Hopefully they'll run it back because it was a good fight, man. And I think it's a real good fight for women's boxing because, I mean, I do think they need to go to these 3-minute rounds, though. I think they need to go to 3-minute rounds, and they need to go to 12 rounds for championship fights because that
I think as well.
Huh?
I think I agree with that as well. I mean, 2 minutes, sometimes, 2 minutes is not enough to do what you need to do sometimes.
No, you can shoe shine it. You can shoe shine for 30 seconds.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you can shoe shine. That's why I'm not the biggest Katie Taylor fan.
If every minute you jogged around the room, around the ring and did some, what they call running for 30 seconds, that means for 1 minute you're not fighting.
Exactly. And then you for 15 seconds and you got the round versus 3 minutes where you got it, where it's like a 3-act play. You got to do it in the first, you got to do it in the middle, and you got to do it in the end. I just think those 2 rounds, I think 2 minutes is off balance, man. And I think 2 minutes is off balance. Really off balance.
I agree with you completely because I've seen some fights and I thought, shit, is it 2 minutes already gone? It's like, just because you're so engrossed in the action sometimes. I watched what's her name? Katie Taylor. And that was against Serrano.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh my God, this is a quick round. But, I mean, even though I know 2 minutes, but it just seems so fast. It's just,
It works. I think it works to the advantage. It works clearly to the advantage of the boxer.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Right. And it's like it takes away from the person that is really trying to wear you down and get you up out of there. Like Clarissa Shields, I think if Clarissa Shields fought in 3-minute rounds, I think a lot of those fights ain't going the distance because she's somebody that's beating you up to the body, somebody that's wearing you down. And as soon as you start wearing somebody down, they get a break before you get to push through. And they're doing that for women on purpose because they're trying to protect women from taking too much punishment. But it's boxing, so you're gonna get punishment.
You imagine though they had 2-minute rounds and it was like Matthias versus Haney.
Oh,
Who would have the advantage there?
Devin.
Haney, of course.
Oh, very. Oh, or man, somebody like Lomachenko with 2-minute rounds.
Of course.
Because if Lomachenko has 2-minute rounds, he's going to be damn near impossible to beat.
Yeah. If he
because
fights, it's fight for sure.
yeah, because he fights very fast. He fights very fast. He can move if he needs to move, and and he doesn't have to worry about getting worn down by the bigger guy. And the amount of volume that he puts on, he's going to get rest quicker. It'll definitely favor guys that like somebody like it's really gonna favor the person that can move, shift, land a couple shots. Longer, taller fighters are advantages for longer, taller fighters. Because it takes a bit of time to get in there and find your way past the jab, cut the ring off. Like that takes time to cut the ring off.
Most boxers don't cut the ring off very well anyway.
Yeah. So that's on me. That's what I see.
Not everybody's like George Foreman who can cut the ring off really well. So
I gotta watch George Foreman, man. But let me ask you a question. Is it easier for bigger guys to cut off the ring? Because the ring's gonna be the same size with George, and he's a big dude. Which means a step this way and a step that way is a bigger angle that he's taking.
It's the technique. I mean, when you think about it, if you're going clockwise on the clock, if somebody's moving clockwise, the opponent, then you say they're at 12 o'clock and they're moving clockwise, then the person cutting them off must move towards 15:15 or 10 or on the 2. So it cuts them off. So when they go back again. Eventually, they get trapped. It's a bit like Pac-Man.
Yeah, I got you.
People don't know how to do that.
Taking angles at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like chess. I mean, I was a chess champion at one time, and if you've got like just the pawn and the rook and the pawn, if you don't know how to do that, you can be going all around the board and not trap somebody because you've got to get checkmates in 52 moves. And I've seen many people not know how to do this.
Right.
But it's the same as cutting off the angles. That's all you've got to do. And usually, if somebody's going anti-clockwise, you're going to move towards the 9 or the 10. So you're cutting off like that. Eventually, they get trapped. And that's why you see a lot of, I mean, one of the best fighters I thought was not very good. Well, it was so good at not getting cut off was Edward Charles when he fought Rocky Marciano. He only touched his back in the 15th round in that fight. That was the only time he touched his back in the fight. You can't name any boxer that was like Marciano where anybody ever did this. And Edward Charles is one of my favorite fighters.
Ezra Charles, the former light heavyweight. I was saying, man, I remember saying
I'm a heavyweight champion, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Hey, well, all right, Echo, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming by, man. I'm gonna let this
Murderer's Row, man. What are you? He was in Black Murderer's Row, so that's what I call him.
Yeah, he was at 140. He was at 147 as well.
What?
I thought Murderer's Row was 147.
No, because he was still there because he fought Charlie Burley.
Didn't know that. I didn't know Ezra Charles. Ezra Charles was several. Well, Black Murderer's Row was at 147 and 160.
Yeah, when through Charlie Burley was fighting, he fought everybody. He did. Charlie Burley did.
Yeah, I've only seen a little bit of Charlie Burley, man, but he looked like a very good athlete.
Almond Williams, Eddie Booker, they're all great fighters, and they all fought each other. That's why there's so many people nowadays have got undefeated records because they're fighting nobody and they're not fighting each other. Those guys of that Murderer's Row fought each other. That's why they've all got six losses or 3 wins, 3 losses. That's the only reason why. If they was fighting the people, I would say, this is not a racist thing, but many of the people, like the white people, they would have been undefeated.
Yeah, you keep fighting the same guy. You keep fighting them same guys all the time, and you're equal. You can take some losses.
I mean, look at Sam Langford for
Sam McVeigh.
Yeah, 22 times. 22 times he's fighting guys. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, all these guys that he fought. I mean, Sam Langford. I mean, probably one of the greatest fighters ever. You know?
Yeah, Sam Langford. For out of so people don't know, Sam Langford was around in the early 20th century.
Yeah,
Fought from
Moore as well.
middleweight all the way up to heavyweight.
Same as Archie Moore. That you could put him in Black Murderers, right? Even though he wasn't a middleweight, whatever, but he was still there. Nobody wanted to fight him. He had to fight people like Charlie Burley. And Archie Moore said Charlie Burley was the best fighter he ever fought. Not a lot of people don't even know who Charlie Burley is.
Yeah, there's a little bit of tape of Charlie Burley on YouTube. And you could just, I was like, okay, just that little bit, you could really see that he was very athletic, definitely looked like around the welterweight guy. But yeah, absolutely, man.
He was a great fighter. It was a great fighter. There was other fighters like Holman Williams as well. So many fighters, you know, so many fighters in that era were great. And they didn't get a chance to fight for the title because of the colour bar, you know. And that only stopped, what was it, 1937, when Joe Lewis won the title.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In 1937. And after that, I mean, I had an argument about this with somebody not long ago. It wasn't an argument. It was just I was walking through my town. And I was in the shopping centre. You call it a mall. We call it a shopping centre. Okay.
We call it shopping center here.
Oh, okay. But it's called mall. We don't call it mall here. Okay.
Yeah, we call it a shopper center, a mall. He is both. Use both.
Yeah, and I saw a guy, and he had a TB on his TB. Oh, you know what I mean? He's like for
yes, sir.
Floyd.
TB.
All right. And I said to my friend, he's a fan of Floyd. He goes, "How do you know?" I goes, "Well," and my friend knows boxing, and we started talking about boxing. This guy came over to the table. He was next to us, and he started talking about how Floyd was the best fighter. And he goes, "Yeah," and he was telling me all the best fighters are black. And I said, "Well, that's not true." I goes, "Most of them, you could say some fantastic fighters are black." And I said to him, "Who's your favorite black fighter?" He goes, "Floyd." I goes, "Okay. What about other fighters?" And he didn't know any of the fighters. And when I mentioned Charlie Burley, he didn't even know who he was. And I said, "Look, you've got to go back into the history of who were the." And I said to him, "Who was the first black champion?" He goes, "Oh, well, yeah, my friend told me it was Jack Johnson." I goes, "No, it wasn't.
Joe Gans. It's not. It's
Joe Gans. Yeah.
No, it's not even him. It's
No, the first proper champion, black champion, was Joe Gans.
That would be. I mean, it depends on how you define it. I think it's Tom Mellenwall. Is who they use.
Yeah, what about one that was?
But you're talking about since you're talking about since like the Queensberry and all that. Yeah, Joe Gans. It'd be Joe Gans.
And then Tiger Flowers.
Yeah,
Jack Johnson. Then Joe Lewis.
Yes, sir.
But nobody knows it. I mean, this guy was telling me about history of boxing. He was telling me about Sugar Ray Leonard wasn't that good. Mayweather would have beaten him. And I was saying, how can you say this? And he was talking about being 50-0. And I said, well, 50-0 is not that important. Because there's plenty of boxers done more than that. You know, Willie Pep did 72 fights, lost, then he'd come back, did another 62, 155 and 1. I mean, there's so many boxers beat that record. I mean, just because you're undefeated.
I think Julio Cesar Chavez too. I do believe that Sugar Ray Robinson had some crazy 89 or something
93.
Like
what it was 93, yeah. He first lost to Randolph Turpin in 1951. And he fought Jake LaMotta, and that was up until then he had 128.
Yeah, it's a lot.
He went 93 fight winning streak. There's so many boxers that have got fantastic records. I mean, they have not. I mean, look at Ricardo Lopez.
Red.
Yeah, so many boxers. I mean, that's why I don't care. If you fight enough times, it's like I said to this guy, I said, if Mayweather keeps fighting or he'd have fought some of the other people, he would have eventually lost.
He would eventually lost.
He would have lost, same as everybody else does. I mean, there's so many fighters. And then he was trying to tell me about Marvin Hagler not being that good, but Sugar Ray Leonard beat him. And I said, well, how many fights did Marvin Hagler lose? And he goes, well, he lost about 6, 7. I goes, no. He lost 3.
3? Who was the third?
He lost to
He lost to Sugar Ray, but I didn't know who he lost to. Somebody early, and he lost to somebody for his first championship, right?
Yeah, Boogaloo Watts.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so he's 3.
He lost to Boogaloo Watts, and he lost to Monroe.
Yes, sir. Hey, I got to move on to the next dude, Echo.
And then he drew with Sugar Ray Seals, and he drew with Antifermo.
Yeah. Oh, Vito Antifermo. Yeah, man. I got to see that. Huh?
He fought Antifermo twice.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, look, I've got to go. Anyway, you have a good day. And
hey, man. Hey, come back next Sunday, man. When Blood gets here, it's always fun with the guys that really know the history.
Yeah, Blood. Yeah, man. He's got a great show here. I look on his show all the time.
Yeah, he's a really good dude, man. And cats over there in the UK typically really understand boxing. I like real fans from the UK. The guys that jump on bandwagons real quick. Oh man, well, I guess it's that way with every country fans. That Devin Haney fans.
Well, I've been studying this since 1960s.
You've been studying boxing since the 1960s?
Yeah, I have over 600 books on boxing and about 20,000 fights on tape and on Super 8mm.
Oh wow!
I know, and also I know the dates. I don't just know the fights. I know the dates as well. I can tell you when people won the title, not just the year. You know, Jojo. I can tell you when Jack Johnson won, when he lost, who beat him, whatever. But not just that, but the actual dates.
Well, thank you, man. We'll come on back next Sunday, man. I'll get back with you, sir. Thank you, Echo.
Have a good day. Thank you.
All right, brother. Take care, man. Bye. Yeah, see, that's Echo. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Thank you, sir. That's why people really shouldn't be talking too much about the greatest of all time and all of that, because you'll screw around and run into somebody like him. Like for real. You'll screw around and run into somebody like him. And then all of a sudden you'll be completely lost. I know most of what he's talking about. Most, but not down to that level of detail. I do not. Yeah, no doubt, man. He knows the stuff, man. Fanon, Yuri Bowie Campus was 56-0 and 50 KOs before Trinidad knocked him out. Yeah, I mean, look, man, people want to do that stuff. You still know most of it. I mean, I don't know most of it. I know enough to know what I know, and I know enough to know what I don't know. I cut off. What did you say? Oh, Echo, I was just saying that that's why you really I'm not in the business of telling people who the greatest fighters of all time are, just because you don't know all time. If you don't know the history, how can you tell me that you know somebody's the best ever? It's just it's a cliche. It's a cliche that's used often. That, I mean, it's just, like I say, it's just a cliche. That's all that is. People are constantly acting as if they know who the greatest fighters of all time, who the greatest fighter of all time is. I doubt that Floyd Mayweather Jr. could really hold the conversation with, and I mean, be very serious about this. I think that if Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Echo, or Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Floyd Mayweather Jr. clearly knows his boxing history. I don't know if he knows it to all the way into the 40s and the 50s. That's a lot. Because boxing's been around. It's the oldest sport. I mean, it really is the oldest sport. So, and then when you talk about it, you got to, when he said who was the first black champion, I think the first recognized one was Tom Mellenwall, but that's in the 1790s. So you're talking about he's talking about the modern boxing, which is starts around 1890. What's going on, Rachel? How are you? But it's just not a strength of mine. It's not a strength of mine. No, boxing is older than wrestling. Boxing is older than wrestling. Older. Punching is the oldest. Punching is the oldest. I was cooking somewhere. Oh, Lord. Shakur fans, you guys are the biggest haters on the planet on what you guys do to Shakur Stevenson. I swear to God, that's the worst thing about you, Devin Haney frauds, is Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, I mean, I swear, you guys are the worst when it comes to Shakur Stevenson. The absolute worst. Alton Jones, thank you, brother. Just showing my appreciation for your work. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You guys are the absolute worst when it comes to Shakur Stevenson. Your fighter is not as good, and your fighter ducked Shakur Stevenson. Okay? Devin Haney ducked Shakur Stevenson. Let me put it this way. There is a very solid argument that Shakur Stevenson ducked Devin Haney. I mean, Devin Haney ducked Shakur Stevenson, turned around and had Devin Haney fans accuse him of ducking. They said Frank ducked over there, and so Shakur ducked too. No, I don't know. Devin ducked because Devin pulled out of the fight. Shakur didn't. Frank pulled out of the fight. Devin pulled out of the fight. Shakur didn't pull out of either one of those fights. No, I didn't say it right the first time. I got it right when I corrected myself. Devin pulled out of the fight with Shakur. Frank pulled out of the fight with Shakur. They both pulled out of that fight. Shakur Stevenson didn't pull out of either fight. Neither one. You guys the job you guys do on Shakur Stevenson is just so unfair. What you got, you see, that's why I don't like you guys. You guys tear down fighters' names. And it doesn't matter what they do, you're going to tear them down. Hating ass. Devin Haney fans hate more than anybody else in the sport, bro. You're the worst. You're the worst. You are the worst collection of bullshit ass boxing fans that I know of. Fanon, you are tripping. You can get bodied too. As usual, Shakur, that guy will put somebody to sleep outside the ring. Okay, so what? The fact of the matter is Devin pulled out of that fight and dropped his belts. The fact is Frank Martin pulled out of that fight with Shakur and didn't fight for the belt. No, man. He did not. So what? First of all, I don't believe him. Let me be very clear. First of all, I don't believe you because you guys just make shit up on a regular basis. You just make shit up. So I don't believe you. Rollo Green is about to make something up. Watch. He's about to make something up. Rollo, what are you going to make up?
Hey, was that 25?
Would you like to come back when you're not eating?
Can you hear me? I'm through. Was that 25% the purse or the
you're not through eating, brother. You're not through eating. So will you come back when you're not smacking?
I'm through. Was that 25% the back end or the purse?
You go ask me. I don't know.
Shit, you know everything else. You sure
no,
don't
I
never
don't.
know nothing. When
I never claim that I know everything. I don't know what food is smacking around in your lips while you talking to me.
I just a little bacon, the egg, little turkey, bacon,
Well,
little egg, little toast.
Man, a little disrespectful, but okay.
So is the 25% the back end, or was it just the?
I have no idea what that 25% is.
Man, much boxing knowledge you got? You don't know.
I don't know.
I heard it was the back end. Is that safe to assume?
Is what safe? It's safe to assume that Devin Haney walked away and dropped his belt. That's the only thing I care about.
So we don't gotta assume that. We know he dropped the belt.
So there you go. He dropped his belt. He ducked the man. Next.
With that 20.
Next. He dropped the belt and left. That's what I know.
All right. Fanon, good morning.
Good morning.
You know I'm ready. I love that. All right. Listen. So, did Shakur not make a statement when he first got to 135 saying that Devin is for the belts, he loves gold, and Tank is for the bag? And when Devin sent him a offer, 3 offers from what we understand, he refused all of them because he wanted 50-50? I mean, to me,
I don't know. No, that's not true.
To me,
no, that's not true.
Okay, none of it's true.
No, the most critical part that you made is not true.
Which one?
That he asked for 50-50, and that's why he asked for 50-50. No, he didn't.
Okay, that's not why. But he did say 50-50 because it was on Twitter.
No, he did not.
In Cigar Talk, he didn't say 50-50?
So let me be very, very clear. I don't care about Cigar Talk. I don't care. I don't care about tweets that people want to interpret and what he said when he was in the bathroom and somebody tipped him on the shoulder. I don't care about any of that. I know that Devin Haney, that Shakur Stevenson was named the mandatory by the WBC.
Okay.
Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson sent a note to the WBC and said that I am informing you that I would like for you to start the free negotiation period.
I'm listening.
And that's what he asked for. So start the free negotiation period.
Right.
And then he said, and I'm letting you know that we're doing it so that we can make progress in this negotiation. He did not pull out of any negotiation.
Okay.
And he said that if at the end of the 30 days we're informing you that we will go to purse bid.
Right.
And we want you, and they said specifically, we understand that the amount of the purse split is not determined until after the purse bid has been ordered. But we want you to know that we believe that we qualify for this rule that you have written down. I can go to the rule, but I don't want to have to do all of that.
Really?
Which said, yes, I can go to the rule. Would you like me to read the rule?
Let's go through the purse bid. So the first bid is
let me complete.
Let's get to the money.
Let me complete this first.
Okay, go ahead.
That he said, if we go to purse bid, we want you to consider this rule that said you will determine the purse split based on special circumstances, including the marketability of the fighter. We believe that we believe based on our marketability that we are a special circumstance that would get 50-50.
Let's apply the Tank thing to this. Who's the A side in that fight?
Doug.
No. Let's apply the Tank thing to this fight.
Who's the A side to the fight? There is no A side.
There was an A side. Devin was the A side.
How?
He coming in. How? He was the person that was been on pay-per-view.
There's no A side. He's the mandatory.
We got this rule for Tank. We got to have it for Devin.
No, he's not the A side because he's not the A side.
So then Tank.
Bro, you're just talking loud. Okay, he's not the A side because it's not a voluntary fight. It's a mandatory.
It doesn't even matter. So
it does. It's a mandatory. There's a mandatory purse split.
If they bid outside of the mandatory, right, which they were doing,
you're gonna do the mandatory. He's the mandatory, right?
He went and did the mandatory.
He is the mandatory.
Even with him, no. He, in order for him to activate his mandatory, he has to contact the WBC, right? At that time, they were negotiating before the mandatory. You said it yourself. You have said this multiple times yourself.
No. Frequent Flyer said that. I didn't say that.
No, you said this.
No, Frequent Flyer said that.
Okay. Look, at the end of the day, they would have made less money. Both of them.
No, how do you know that?
Oh, because who's going to purse bid a fight?
How much money were they going to make, Ray?
Listen.
How much money were they going to make, Ray?
Listen, 25. You don't think that fight would have sold?
How much money were they going to make if you're going to tell me they would have made more or less?
Well, if he can offer how much money were they going to make? I can guarantee you Shakur would have made less than $3.5 million in that fight in the purse bid. They probably would have bid $3.5 million for that fight. See, we're not looking at the whole analytics of the whole thing, Fanon. What we're looking at is what the fans see. There's also a back.
I am looking at the whole
side.
thing.
The business side was also explained by a person
Oh.
that's in this chat right now and they're a manager.
Right.
They explain this
Right.
already.
You are Shakur Stevenson is the mandatory challenger for that belt. It is his right, not Devin's, his right to negotiate a deal. And if they don't reach a deal, then it's his right to go to purse bid to force that fight.
Right. And I just said
that.
It's not
a matter. That is not anything as a matter of an A side or a B side. He has the right to fight for that belt. He earned it.
Okay.
Devin Haney, in order to continue to have his belt, he has to either drop that belt or they have to agree to a deal. And if they don't agree a deal, the WBC WBC is going to determine the split. And it is Devin Haney, and it is Shakur Stevenson's right to go that path.
Okay.
And it is Devin Haney's responsibility to go that path or drop the belt.
Right.
Since he didn't want to go that path, he dropped that belt. He did, not Shakur.
Okay. But let's ask the question, because you just said something very important. So Shakur had the right to negotiate, which he never negotiated.
He did.
He never said back. No, he did not. You just said he went from here because he didn't want to accept 25% and went
negotiating.
That's not negotiating.
What do you mean?
He got sent an offer. He never gave a counter offer.
Ray, if you accept something, that's not a negotiation. Turning down somebody and asking for something else is the negotiation.
So what did he ask for since it wasn't 50-50?
I don't know. He said, I want the negotiation free, period.
Okay, so everybody in the world heard 50-50 but you.
He said he wants the free negotiation period to start.
He thought his value was worth the same as Devin Haney, and it wasn't for a pay-per-view. Come on, Fanon.
He wanted the beginning of the free negotiation period.
All right, I forgot.
It's called free negotiation period, Ray.
Shakur's not a lawyer. I forgot. My bad.
It is called the free negotiation period, Ray. Free negotiation period.
Exactly.
So he clearly was asked to negotiate.
Why did he not choose to negotiate?
He did.
No, he didn't. When?
Devin chose not to negotiate.
When did he negotiate? Why haven't we heard anything? All he said was no. And said,
that's negotiation.
What happened?
That's negotiation.
Okay, but what did he want? He didn't want 30%. Come on, Shantiel. He didn't ask for 30%. He wanted 50-50. Exactly, Aisha. 50-50.
Dude, so
that's
what?
What was reported.
That's still negotiation.
Cigar talk out of his own mouth.
That's still negotiation.
Okay, and 50-50 was fair?
That's still negotiation.
50-50 was fair for a guy that
has a negotiation
came in the division and beat a bum like Yoshino? Come on. Let's be realistic.
No, I'm being very real, Ray.
No.
I'm asked a question.
And
I ask you for 50-50. If you say, here's 25, Fanon, and I say, no, I want 50, is that a negotiation?
No, because you're not putting it into paper. He's saying it. He never went back and said it. He never put it to paper.
That's a negotiation. You're telling me.
Term sheet is
wait, why are you doing this? You're trying to tell me that if I ask you, if you say, Fanon, I want 25%, I'll give you 25%. But I say no, I want 50%. You're telling me that's not a negotiation now?
But he's not a lawyer.
That is a negotiation.
It doesn't matter. Right? Didn't you say that? Then you
said
negotiation. For him to negotiate that,
honest,
right? Jay Prince. So what did Jay Prince tell him? No, we're going to go another route. They went another route because
that is not the fight. That is a negotiation. He did not want that fight. He did not want that fight. And guess what? He didn't want that fight. So I ain't gonna waste my time. I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna beat another man's ass named Regis Prograde. And he did that. And he did that today, man.
And nothing. I'm keeping it a buck.
You're not being a buck at all. Yes, you're telling me there's nothing a buck about that. Yeah, you're telling me that if you ask me for 25, You offer me 25 and I ask for 50. You're telling me that's not a negotiation.
No, not especially when I say it's not.
That's
It's all about
the
the
very
belt.
definition of a negotiation.
Nah, man, come on.
That's the definition of a negotiation, Ray.
Come on, Fanon.
What do you mean?
What happened
That's
behind the
definition,
scenes, Fanon? There was
Ray,
never no
that
contact.
is the definition
of
that is the definition of a negotiation.
Yeah.
If you say to me, 50, I give you 25%, and then I say yes, that is not a negotiation because I never did anything. I didn't come back to you. That's not a negotiation. If you say 25% and I say yes, there was no negotiation at all.
You're right.
So then how in the world are you telling me that by asking for 50, he didn't negotiate,
he
Ray?
priced himself out in negotiations. You're
Ray,
right. You're absolutely right. You're
Ray,
absolutely right.
Bullshit.
You know what?
That's,
no argument here.
Ray,
Fanon,
that's
case
bullshit,
closed,
Ray.
dismissed, sir. Listen,
bullshit.
Fanon, he lost, brother.
Ray, that's bullshit.
You know I
Ray.
love you, Fanon. I love you
Bro,
to death.
and I know that that's bullshit, Ray.
No, it's not, Fanon. This is things that happen. It's
Ray,
videos that lead to this. This
you're
is
gonna
all
be
factual
fair,
information
if you
in
want
the
to be
media.
fair, be fair. If
I
you're
am
not
being
going to be fair, just say you're not going to be fair.
I
You
am
cannot
being
tell
fair.
me
I'm going off the
that
course of the
somebody
situation that
asking,
the court has
somebody
put out there
asking,
himself.
you're not going to tell me
Okay.
that somebody asking for a free negotiation period is not asking for a negotiation. You're not going to tell me that somebody that said, no, nobody else listening to you that got a brain in their head is going to believe that if somebody offers you 25, that you're not negotiating for asking for 50.
Okay.
That's a negotiation.
Okay. And it went to purse bid, right? And
no, it didn't. Devin dropped out.
It.
No, it didn't go to negotiate. It didn't go to purse bid because Devin wouldn't negotiate.
Because you know what? I am not accepting less than what we was going to make. Absolutely
not. What do you mean? You don't know what you're going to make because there's a purse bid. It's mandatory.
Who was going to bid on that fight besides Bob Arum to keep it at top rate?
Now you're mind reading?
Oh, come on, Fanon. Come on.
Dude, why don't you come on, man?
I ain't got to be mind reading to know how this business works. I've seen it.
I know. Let me tell you how I know business works.
Mm-hmm.
I know for sure that if somebody says, here's 25%, and I say, no, I want 50, that's a negotiation.
Okay.
Why did you say it's not a
negotiation? Why did he price himself out?
Why did you say?
Why did he need 50-50? He's not.
I don't want to talk about that. He didn't price himself out.
But you brought it up. Why don't you want to talk about it?
He didn't price himself out.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
So
all he did was ask him to negotiate, and Devin dropped the belt.
Okay. All right. I don't know, man.
What price?
Okay.
He dropped the belt out.
But yeah, he didn't price himself out. But yeah, he wanted negotiations. We all over the place with this.
He did negotiate.
All right. Look,
man. Seriously.
As Arnold said, what you talking about, Willis? Because I don't understand right now what you're trying to tell me. You're all over the place.
You understand full well.
No, you're wrong, but it's okay.
I'm not wrong at all.
Live with this.
I am 100%. I am 100% right, Ray.
You're not looking at it as what reality has. You're looking at
Ray,
it.
I am being nothing but real.
Okay, Fanon, I'm gonna jump off.
Devin Haney is the one that would cut that negotiation off.
What you're saying is
who
not
dropped out of who dropped out of the negotiation, Ray?
I understand for now what negotiations and things like that are, but we're going back to the same things. We're trying to move forward, and we're not. We're staying in the same circle. We can't agree on what we're trying to discuss, right? I did agree with you on yes, it is a negotiation, but he priced himself out. But we're going to leave that alone. At this point, I'm going to step off. We'll come and revisit if we have to. I love you,
man,
my brother. You know that. You know I love you. I just listen. I just had to step on for that, but I'm gonna do that.
And I'm going to tell you, I have no idea why you're saying this ridiculous shit.
It's not.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's all. Hey,
it's fucking ridiculous, bro.
Okay, I got you.
That means seriously, and I'm saying this because I'm being very honest. Okay. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
You cannot say. You can say that we can agree to disagree, but no, you can't disagree. There's no disagreeing about that. That man was the mandatory. He has the right to ask for a free negotiation period to begin.
Absolutely.
And he has the right to ask the WBC to apply their rules because he was the mandatory. He was not a voluntary. If he was a voluntary, then you could say, okay, you asking for anything could be pricing himself out. because it would be up to Devin whether he took the fight or not. But that wasn't the case. He was the mandatory. Devin was ordered to fight him. It was his responsibility to fight him. And instead of fighting him, he dropped the belt.
I love how Devin got to come down to Tank's terms, but Shakur can't go up to Devin's terms. That's some man.
What the hell does that? That shit doesn't even
account. It depends if Devin is right or wrong. He's always wrong no matter which side of the fence he's on.
Repeat that shit. No, he ain't.
Bro,
he's not wrong no matter what. He's wrong when you say stupid shit.
He's wrong because he didn't want to accept 50% from some guy.
I didn't even say he was wrong. I just said he did it.
Division.
I didn't say he was wrong. I didn't say he was wrong.
Yoshino. Who did he fight in that division? Yoshino. Who? Anybody know who Yoshino was before this?
Man,
absolutely not.
Nobody
knew. Nobody knew.
Terrible ass argument.
It's not. It's not because it's right. You're only as good as your last fight and what you bring to the table. Because Devin can't bring that to the table because he didn't sell 30 pay-per-views, right? 30,000 or 50,000. But yet he can't fight Tank. But now we got a guy who's
talking about.
Nobody knew who that was.
Tank.
Nobody.
Tank.
Tank. Listen,
Tank.
Man.
Tank and Gervonta Davis.
Devin
Haney and Gervonta Davis. Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis is a voluntary fight.
It doesn't matter. It's still the same principle when they're in negotiations, Fanon.
No, it's not.
Oh my God.
It absolutely positively is not.
Okay. All right. Well, then you win, Fanon. If that's what you want, I mean, I know what happened. We know what happened.
I don't win. You lose. Because you're just making an argument that is ridiculous.
I'm not, but okay. We're going to
How in the world can you
I'll stand on that.
Seriously, stand up here and say.
I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to stand on it.
You can stand on it all you want.
I'm going to
seriously said to me, Ray.
Being ridiculous, right? I'm conceding to being ridiculous, Fanon. Why are we still talking about it? I'm just saying I concede to being ridiculous because I'm trying to make points, and the points that you're making is countering everything that I'm saying that is your opinion, right? The only facts you laid down, is negotiation.
I need to make sure that I understand.
I don't.
Ray, do me a favor. Do me a favor. I'm going to sit here for a second, and I am not going to say anything at all.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm not. I'm jumping. I'm not. I'm going to sit here, and I'm not going to say anything at all. Please explain to me what you are trying to communicate to me, and I will not talk over you, and I will not argue with you. I just want to understand it.
I'm good at this point. We already discussed it.
I'm not good. I'm asking for a favor. Can you please explain that to me?
I'm gonna have to find a way to explain this better to you. So
just go ahead.
I'll come back up. I'm gonna look for a way to explain this. I'm not going to do anything. I'm gonna be in the chat. I'll come back up. Go ahead. I got you.
Okay, thanks. If Devin Haney is not talking Sandor, Martin, Sabril, Matias, Richardson, Hitchens, Gary Antoine Russell, he's not only Big Dre, how can I help you, sir?
Oh, man, I wanted to get in on Ray. I think he's got some slight misunderstanding. When the WBC ordered the fight between Devin and Shakur, that is his mandatory fight to fulfill his obligation to the WBC as being champion. Devin said, I offer you 25%. Shakur says, I think that 25% is not enough. I want to go into the free negotiation. He wrote his letter to the WBC. In his letter to the WBC, he says he thinks he deserves special circumstances. which would be up to 50%, and the WBC would make the determination as to the percentage. Let me see if I got this right. The free negotiation period, which would allow them to negotiate between themselves, would last about 30 days. At the end of 30 days, it goes to purse bid. After purse bid, the WBC gets involved and makes all the determinations. Am I correct in that? That sounds like the way it's supposed to go and the way it should be.
Honestly, man, I'm just fucking dumbfounded at this stupid shit. So I am really trying to find a way just to, like, woosah for a minute.
I understand.
Let me tell you how this. Let me be very clear about how this works. When you are a champion,
I think I got it right.
Yeah, you did. But let me say it again so that this is how this works. When you are a champion, you have a responsibility as a champion to defend your title against a mandatory challenger. That is a completely different scenario than the fights that you take as a voluntary, where you can choose to fight the person or not choose to fight the person. With Shakur Stevenson was a mandatory challenger. Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney's teams talked about making a fight. Shakur Stevenson, at a point, decided that the negotiations were not going the way that he wanted them to go. So he said to the WBC the following. Consistent with WBC Rule 3.7, Shakur Stevenson has been designated the mandatory challenger for the WBC for the lightweight champion, Devin Haney. We have tried for the last several weeks to negotiate a bout with Mr. Haney and with Mr. Haney on Mr. Stevenson's behalf. We have not made much progress. Therefore, we respectfully, we do not say with all due respect, because all due respect is an insult for anybody that wants to put in a tweet to me with all due respect. It's respectfully. You either respect or not. You don't get to judge how much. But I'm sorry, I digress. Therefore, we respectfully ask the WBC officially order the bout pursuant to 2.8. So the free negotiations period can begin. I am confident that once the 30-day negotiation deadline is set, we will make more headway. So what does that say he did according to his rights with the WBC? He wanted the 30-day negotiation deadline to be set. That is a negotiations deadline. That is not a refusal to negotiate. That is putting a time limit on the negotiation because they felt that they were not making much progress. Now, if anybody knows what a conditional statement is, this is what it is. This is an example. In the event, if the event does not take place, we ain't going to have to worry about it. But if it takes place, then we want this. So they're not actually asking for it. They say in the event that we are not able to reach an agreement, we intend to enforce the mandatory position through a purse bid process. If the negotiation does not happen within 30 days, then we will enforce it, the mandatory, through the purse bid. Let us go further down. It has been my experience in the past is that the divisions of the proceeds of the purse bid is not addressed until the free negotiation period terminates. Nonetheless, in the event the Board of Governors elect to consider, if they elect to consider the divisions of the proceeds upon ordering the commission set forth, Stevenson's position regarding how the proceeds divided in the purse bid becomes necessary. It should become necessary. Then we are going to talk about this rule, which is the 60-40, 55-45, and the split may be modified to 50-50 at the WBC's sole discretion. When considering the market value of Shakur Stevenson by any and every metric, it is quite clear that this 50-50 split is appropriate. Why do they believe it's appropriate? Because of the market value of the fighters. How do you determine the market value of the fighters? By the number of pay-per-views that they've sold, the tickets that they have sold, whatever argument that they're going to make. If the WBC decides that they are not, then they will not do the 50-50. But let me tell you again, that was 3 steps through the process. Number one, they wanted to do this first. They wanted the 30-day deadline set. They did not pull out of negotiations. Number two, they said that they would go to purse bid. And we won't even know about the purse bid until somebody makes the purse bid. And after that, then we believe that this rule will apply if you decide to even think about it. The WBC may not have decided to think about it at all, and it may not have been up, and the WBC may have disagreed. But that man did not drop out of the negotiation. Very clearly, he did not drop out of that negotiation. I am tired of this bullshit. It's complete and utter trashing other fighters over a bunch of bullshit.
Well,
Gary, I'm sorry, I'll let you talk in a second. I'm sorry, let me read this. Salute I've been busy lately. I haven't been in the chat in a minute. Hope all is well. Salute to Kamal Oz, upper echelon, RIP John Bowie. Hopefully this year we can see Boots and Crawford. That would be great. So that's how that works, bro. Fanon, one, let me tell you, can ope. I don't give a shit what type of battery got put in anybody's back. This is not even debatable. That man did not refuse to negotiate. He was trying to negotiate. Devin didn't want to negotiate. Devin is the one that pulled out and dropped his belt before the free negotiation period even began. He's the one that did it. When he dropped his belt, and that is a matter of fact. That is not a matter of opinion. That's a matter of fact. And you cannot mentally masturbate your ass to that conclusion any way you choose. You just don't like it. What I'm saying is a dead fact. It is a dead, stone cold fact.
Well, it sounds like a documented duck to me.
We can call it, watch this. Is it a duck? I don't even care if it's a duck. I know Devin did. I know Shakur didn't duck. If you say Devin didn't duck, okay, great. He didn't duck. He can't make the weight class. Go up to 135. But you cannot have your cake and eat it too. You cannot say that Shakur Stevenson ducked Devin Haney when it is Devin Haney that left the weight class. Just like you can't say Gervonta Davis ducked Devin Haney when it is Devin Haney that left the weight class. You can't do it, even though you want to do it so badly.
You know, they coming up with their own rules and pulling shit out they behind, and you know, it's amazing. You know, as many times as we've had this conversation, as many times as we pulled up.
I said they didn't negotiate. You just proved my point Wrong. They did negotiate. They absolutely negotiated. When they said no, we want more. That's called negotiation.
Negotiation 101.
Go ahead, man.
If I don't,
frequently about to bullshit coming up here too. Sorry, doctor. I'm for real, man. I'm hopelessly an optimist about people's intelligence and honesty, because that is very, very clearly a negotiation, bro. Matter of fact, let me do something real quick, just in case that I'm not like confused. Definition of negotiation. Discussion. It is a discussion aimed at reaching an agreement. It's a discussion aimed at reaching an agreement. Will you fight me for 25%? No, I will not. I will not fight you for 25%. I want 50%. Is that a discussion? Yes. Is it aimed at reaching an agreement? Yes. Consequently, that's a negotiation.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you 50%. I'll give you 25%, but I'm not going to accept 25%. I want more.
And then they say, well, and you say, and let's see if we can take it even further. You said that there were 3 offers that he turned down. Let's go through it and see if that fits the definition of a negotiation. I'll give you A. Will you take it? No, I want B. Well, then I'll give you C. No, I don't want C. I want B. Well, then how about I give you F? No, I don't want F. I want B. Is that a discussion? Yes, it is.
That's a discussion. That is a negotiation.
Is it towards the aim of reaching an agreement?
That is toward the aim of reaching an agreement.
So therefore, it's a negotiation.
Absolutely.
I mean, so finish your 2-piece. Let me get to frequent flyer and Adam 1. I can't believe I just had that conversation, bro. Yeah, dog. Ray, come on, man. What's going on, bro? These L's is hitting your ego, man. You got your ego twisted in this. Go ahead, man.
Well, frequent about to come in here and take an L. You know, he know it. He expects it. He enjoys it. I think he gets off on it. You know, I'm gonna get off and let Frequent take this L, and I'm gonna sit back and listen to it because he's always funny. It is. Sometimes he gives me a headache. Frequent, don't give me a headache today, man. Can you not give me a headache today, please? All right, for now, I'm out. Peace.
All right, brother, get back, man. Taking L's on these YouTube streaks hit you upside the head, dog. I know it's tough. I don't know it's tough because I don't take them.
Salute for now. How you, man? And shout out to Big Dre. He used my lingo. Documented duck. Shout out to you, Big Dre. But for now, I think 50-50 split with an undisputed champion in a fight is crazy. You don't think that's crazy? A 50-50 split with the undisputed champion in a fight? How you gonna demand that? I think that is a price out.
You don't think it's crazy?
No, it's definitely crazy. But
it's crazy, you sure?
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. If you don't have, especially if you just got to the division.
I'm going to do this very, very quickly. So if Gervonta Davis was going to fight Devin Haney when Devin Haney was undisputed and Gervonta Davis said, I'll give you 50-50. Do you think that's ridiculous? Fuck out of my face, bro. Goodbye. Before you try to get out of that one, I'm moving on to Adam 1. Yes, sir.
Hey, good morning, brother. How you doing?
I can't complain. I just wanted to body that man that quickly. Because if he would have lied and said that 50-50, Gervonta Davis asking Devin for 50-50 when Devin was undisputed was crazy, okay. Okay.
You know, if you had gave him enough rope, he was going to hang himself. So, good job.
Yeah. We're just going to hang him quick and move on. What's up,
man? I
What's
just
up,
wanted to say, man, he's like, I don't understand the logic behind some of these cats with this whole 25% talk. Number one, we know the minimum was 30%. So to offer the man anything less than 30, it wasn't even up to snuff as far as the WBC was concerned. That's not how they do. It's 30%. So he did that intentionally just to make it look like he was making an offer, which it really wasn't a valid offer. Second of all, if he had taken like 25%, that would basically be like saying, I'm going to take 18% less than my minimal salary. If you go off your annual salary and you take 25% of that off of 30, and you do that by 100, then that's you basically taking home 18% less. Ain't no dude on this channel gonna tell his wife that he took 18% less off of his salary just for a chance at a promotion. That don't even make sense.
Well, this is a good opportunity to play devil's advocate. And then I'm going to stab the devil in the throat. Okay? So let me explain to me what I'm about to do. I'm about to play devil's advocate. And then after I pay devil's advocate, which is lay out an argument that somebody would say in response to that, I'm then going to take a big ass blade and stick it through the neck of the devil and kill the devil.
Hey, man,
which means
long as I ain't the devil.
No, you're not. So watch this. People will say, Adam won. The 25% could have been more in real dollars than the 30% because the fight would have to go to purse bid. And since the fight was going to go to purse bid, 30% of $2 million is less than 25% of $5 million. So you would have wound up, Shakur Stevenson would have wound up making more money if he would have taken the 25%. That could be true. It could be. Because it is true that 25% of let's just use 10 million, even though we know those are not the numbers. Those are good round numbers. 25% of 10 million is 2.5 million. Right? But 30% of 5 million is only 1.5 million. Here's the only problem with that argument. Now I'm going to take the knife and jab it in the throat of that stupid ass argument. It's my fucking choice. I have the right to be stupid if I want to be stupid. And if I don't believe you about that, and I believe that the first bid will be more, it is my right to take that chance. And guess what? Devin Haney has no choice but to do it or drop his belt. So who cares is the answer to the devil. So what if it could be? It is my right to negotiate a fight for myself. And the WBA rules tell me that I can force you to a free negotiation period. And if we don't get where we want, then I'm going to force you to take that chance that you're not going to get that money. See? Because guess what? If it was 10 million, and then Devin was going to get what's 25%, what's 75%, 7.5 million, right? Guess what happens to Devin if Devin's number don't go up? Then Devin gets taken to purse bid, and Devin risks losing $4 million. So I, as a negotiation tactic, and listen to what I'm saying, Ray, a negotiation tactic can say, all right, no worries. What do you call it when you say, fucking, I'm going to blow up the building?
Scorched earth.
Fuck it, I'm gonna blow up the building. If you don't give me more of this 10 million, then you're not gonna get the money you want. And I'm gonna go to purse bid, and I'm willing to take that chance. Because guess what? You don't have a choice but to fight me. because it's not voluntary. It's mandatory that you do it. So you can fight me, and you got a choice, and Devin Haney has the right to do it. Devin Haney had the right to drop that belt and keep it pushing, or give me a better deal during this free negotiation period. Devin decided to drop the belt. So anything that you say is going the fuck out of my window. I promise you. There is no way that you can end up with Devin Shakur being the one that ducked. There is no path to that whatsoever. Now, Adam 1, does that make sense to you?
Makes perfect sense to me, brother.
I just wanted to know in case somebody gets up here confused.
I mean, the whole thing about the negotiation is, even if Shakur had asked for 50%, okay, you got 50, or you have 30% to 50%. That's negotiation. It will be real simple to say 40 or maybe even 35 if they really want to do the fight. But the fact that Devin just ran out of the division, you can't even say he tried to negotiate like that. His negotiations was, you going to take less than what you're supposed to get, and that's going to be that. And when the man said, I know what I'm supposed to get at least, now everybody got a problem with that. And they still caping for this dude who can't even talk for himself and let his daddy do all his talking. When did that become manhood in Black America?
I mean, hey man, I'm not gonna get into the daddy relationship stuff, but look, bro, I appreciate you coming on, Adam 1. I again am not attacking Devin Haney. I'm sick of you guys. I know I am sick of you all attacking Shakur Stevenson.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you having me, man.
Man, anytime, dog. Anytime. I didn't mean to ban a freaking flyer. I think I banned him. I didn't mean to ban him. I just meant him to stop talking for a second. Thank you, Adam 1. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
All right. Look, man, you guys cannot. Look, here's the problem with y'all. You're not going to beat me in some shit you're wrong about. You're just wrong. This. Let me tell you all the things that are not up for debate. Yeah, unban him. Can y'all unban him, undo that? I didn't mean to do that. Or I meant to do it at the time, but then I changed my mind immediately. Because, dog, what do you mean Fanon can never be wrong? Dog, I can be wrong. The problem is I'm not wrong. The problem isn't that I can't be wrong. The problem is that I'm not wrong. You're wrong. What? You guys keep saying things that are wrong. Stop saying things that are wrong. And you won't have a problem. Stop saying things that are wrong and you won't have a problem. I'm convinced you guys go to other live streams and you listen to hours and hours of ridiculous fucking conversation, bro. And then because the conversation sounds so convincing, and you guys are all out there patting yourselves on the back, that you don't realize that all of you are wrong. There's no damn way. There's no damn way that Devin Haney, that Shakur Stevenson ducked Devin Haney. There's just no way. There's just no way. Oh, thank God. Kamal Oz. What's up, Kamal?
Hey, what's up, Fanon? You're doing God's work today. People are talking about the past when Devin Haney is in perhaps one of the most stacked divisions in boxing. Is he calling out, and let me rattle off these names for you, Fanon. Is he calling out legitimately, or is this camp legitimately calling out Gary Antoine Russell, Subriel Matias, Richardson Hitchens, and then the guy who I thought beat Teofimo Lopez, got credit for one knockdown, but definitely knocked him down twice. It was robbed on a top-ranked card, Sandor Martin. Is he focused on those names?
No. He's fighting Sandor Martin, but he ain't talking about it.
Exactly. He's going to have to fight Sandor Martin because the WBC said so, but he's not talking about it. He was focused on sending a smaller Gary Russell Jr., Mr. Gary Russell Jr. a contract, but I have not heard a peep out of his mouth about the boogeyman, the other boogeyman in that division, Gary Antoine Russell. Have you heard the Haney's mention Gary Antoine Russell at all, Fanon?
No.
So here's the deal, man. When people are slandering and libeling and disrespecting fighters like a Mr. Gary Russell Jr., like the Haney's have, like Adrian Broner, and even like Tank himself, these guys have put in the work. With Tank, does Tank tell you, Fanon, and just maybe I'm wrong here, but does Tank tell you that he's only about fighting the best, that he has the #1 resume in all of boxing? Does Tank say that? Is that his narrative?
I don't think so.
No. So am I going to hold him to the same standard as the person that says there's a conspiracy against me? I want all of the good smoke. I want to fight only the best. Am I going to hold them to the same standard?
I mean, dog, you should hold up. I'm sorry, I may have missed that last little bit. Ask that question again.
I'm saying the person who has the narrative, the whole boxing world is against me. I'm only trying to fight the best, but he's not mentioning or actively trying to fight the 4 names that I just mentioned: Gary Antoine Russell, Subriel Matias. He's going to have to fight Sandor Martin, so that's a foregone conclusion. Or Richardson Hitchens. If his narrative is the whole boxing establishment is against me, I'm only trying to fight the best, but I'm not actively making offers to those gentlemen. I'm trying to fight a ring rusty and lying about his name and slandering his name, Adrian Broner. I'm calling out Keith Thurman, who's been inactive at 147, and I'm not mentioning Jerome Boots Ennis' name. And I'm not trying to fight those names that match up with the narrative that I'm putting out or my fanboys are putting out on YouTube. Am I going to hold that person who has a different narrative than Gervonta Tank Davis, who's told you it's better to have 2 belts in your career and $250 million rather than have 20 belts and $2 million? When the narratives are different, who am I going to hold to their own account? I'm going to hold the person whose narrative is what they say. And to me, in that regard, Fanon, based on what we can see now, Gervonta Davis has been on point on his narrative. And to me, the Haneys have not. Would you agree with that or no?
Without a doubt. Yeah. But I don't really even listen to the narrative, man, because it's like, I just don't believe what they're saying. They're not saying things that they mean. So for me, it's kind of tough because I know they don't mean what they're saying. They're just saying whatever they have to say during that minute, and their narrative changes. I don't know what it is. Because money matters and money doesn't matter. One day money matters. The other day money doesn't matter. One day it's like, at a point in time, it was about, I want the belts. Now that I did it, it's about, you got to make concessions to me. It's like, it's just, they're all over the place. I don't take them seriously because they say things like Peter Khan. I talked to Peter Khan about a $4 million request from Subriel Matias. And it's like, what? Peter Khan doesn't represent Subriel Matias. But then you got people like Frequent Flyer acting like, oh, well, I guess you really could have called him. Like,
No, it's moving goalposts, like you say, man. The standard applies whoever is in boxing, and the narrative stays the same. The goalposts don't move. Gervonta Davis is not telling you all this propaganda about he's only fighting the best. He wants all the smoke in terms of being all undisputed consistently, and he's got the best resume in boxing. Another side is, and their actions aren't lining up with those values. It's the same thing I got into with and I'm 100%, I try to see these things 100% objectively. I got into the same thing when you saw the Kovalev-Stevenson situation unfold. Everybody called Adonis Stevenson Chickenson. But let me ask you this, Fanon. When the WBC did the unprecedented move of making Sergey Kovalev Adonis Stevenson's mandatory, who withdrew from the purse bid? Was it Stevenson's team or was it Kathy Dukva and Kovalev?
Oh, you just answered the question. I wouldn't have known. I didn't remember.
Yes. But the narrative from corporate media was that Adonis Stevenson would not fight Sergey Kovalev. The narrative that Kovalev and Duckfa were putting out there was that Adonis was scared. But who ducked their own purse bid and refused to get into the fight with Adonis Stevenson when all the chips were on the table? It was Kovalev. He walked away from a career high payday because that's when PBC had a lot of money that they were slinging around. And Duckfa had hit her fighter ducked the purse bid. So when I analyze boxing, man, in all of this, I look at the narratives that are being put out and I look at what the fighters are saying and are their actions matching the narrative. And to me, when you take the unprecedented step of trashing trying to sully reputations of guys like Mr. Gary Russell Jr. and Adrian Broner, you could say a lot of things about AB. Period. But you cannot say that he would duck anybody. You cannot say that man went to great lengths to his own detriment to freaking fight the best fighters. He didn't have to fight Maidana. He went up there and he fought a Robert Garcia primed Maidana. Not the same Maidana that Amir Khan knocked out with the body shot when Amir Khan actually turned his back and should have been disqualified from literally running away from Marcus Maidana. AB fought the Robert Garcia Terminator version of Maidana. And so when you're trying to sully these men's reputations and you're calling out guys who are inactive and guys who are not relevant at the time, and we're talking about discussions from 135, when in 140, it's a hot division with great names out there, then to me, it's just, you're being proven to be bogus. Same thing I say with Canelo Alvaroid. Canelo says he'll fight anybody. I was born ready. But as soon as these Buckingham Palace guards at 168, these Liam and Callum Smith, cricket player, billiard players, these BBC British Broadcasting Corporation commentators ran out at 168, he has not shown any inclination to fight his division counterparts. He only moved to 168 when David, and said his goal at 168 was to be undisputed when David Benavidez got stripped. How convenient, right? So he's not interested in mixing it up with David Morrell, David Benavidez. And Canelo's somebody that doesn't even need the belts. I don't even know why he's holding those belts hostage in a division where if I want to see David Benavidez versus David Morrell Jr., in my opinion, that is a fight that needs to be for a unification. Those guys shouldn't bash each other's brains out while Canelo's fighting Jamal Charlo, who arguably shouldn't even be fighting at that level right now because he's going through mental problems. Okay, so for the length of time, the breadth of time that you know me, Fanon, I've always been about, narrative versus truth. These days, you even have people trying to say on other YouTube channels that Dmitry Bivol has been ducking Beterbiev, completely lying, without saying that Arum and the WBC, due to no faults of Dmitry Bivol's at all, has been blocked. He beat Canelo. Canelo's fought probably 3 or 4 times and ducked the rematch with Bivol. And Bivol always said he wants a unification with the undisputed with Beterbiev. So in other words, I'm just telling all these people, regardless of who you like, who your fighter is, pay attention to the narrative that's being put out. Pay attention to what they're doing. And are their actions congruent with what they are doing? Are they in line with what they're saying? And if you're talking about somebody like Adrian Broner, who has put in the work, you could say he partied, you could say he does dumb stuff out of the ring, whatever you want, however you want to judge him. I'm not going to judge him, period, except to say that man ducked nobody. That dude fought killers. That dude put himself into extreme disadvantages. And for you to say he's going to run from you, and he's someone who's inactive, and the 4 other names that I said you should be targeting, you're not even mentioning their names. We're not doing that Errol Spence stuff anymore, and I'm not disrespecting Errol. I'm just want to say this in closing. Errol sacrificed everything, put himself at a disadvantage to make that Crawford fight, even with someone who proved that they negotiated in bad faith. Put his body on the line more ways than one now that the truth has come out. And it's not from Errol's camp for all the haters out there. It's from people like Victor Conte, and it's people like Andre Ward's trainer that are revealing what's going on. Okay, you guys, when he went through all that, what did you say when Crawford knocked him out? Nobody said thank you, Errol Spence, for giving us that fight. Nobody said thank you for sacrificing that money. Corporate media spun a fake narrative and said this is what you get for ducking for 5 years. Y'all made memes about him. So we're done with the BS, Fanon. I want to get your thoughts on all that, and I'm out. Thank you.
All right, man. Get back, Kamal. Thanks, man. I like listening to Kamal Oz talk. My take on that is, yeah, man, I think you're 100% right. There's nothing really that I can add to that. I think that is excellent, man. I get a little bit tired of it, man. You guys are trying to tear down. You got one standard for Devin Haney, and you got a standard for everybody else. You got one set of rules for Devin Haney. You got a set of rules for everybody else. When somebody, and it's okay if you don't know the rules, but then somebody gives you the rules and you lie, you act like you can't read. Somebody gives you the rules, you should at least act like you can read and not try to find a way to do what Frequent Flyer said, which is what? I'm going to find a way to make what's wrong right. Look, man, do you really want to do all that mental you want to do all that mental jumping around? If you make an offer and somebody gives you a counter offer, that is a negotiation. Ray, you moved the goalpost way off. You should have just said that. If you say they didn't duck, no, you did. You're basically saying Shakur did. You're laying an argument, dude. You laid a dog. I don't even know. You made a bad argument. Just say that. I don't think Devin ducked. Okay, if you don't think Devin ducked, why didn't Devin duck? Because he couldn't make the weight. Okay, great. He couldn't make the weight. So he didn't duck. Fine. I don't have a problem with that. My problem is if you are arguing with me, it is me saying that Shakur Stevenson didn't. But that's not what you said, Ray. You were very, dog, unless you're just really not good at making arguments, bro. Man, you guys just, seriously, man, hey, dog, you need, dog, all right, then you're just talking then. I don't get it, man. I get it, but man, come on, man. Y'all killing the support in the channel with this dumb shit. You're dragging my mood down with this dumb shit. This is dumb. I'm definitely getting demonetized because of this dumb shit. Because I've said dumb shit like 50 times. Vincent, hey man, said go good show. Get in that A. Ha! Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. I'm gonna put a link in here for one more cat, man. I thought I was gonna be able to talk to Blood today. Man, dude, Frequent Flyer, let me tell you something. If you say that Shakur Stevenson priced himself out of a fight, what do you call that? Shakur priced himself out of a fight by asking for things that are unreasonable that he knew Devin wouldn't give him. What do you call that? You call that ducking. Random Skit 26. How can I help you, man? Been a minute, man. What's going on with you, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm well. I can't complain.
Well, thank you. Real quick, a couple of things that I've noticed, man. When they come onto your live stream or whatever, or into the chat, they always say, "Hey, Fanon, how you doing?" They seem so nice, and then as the conversation goes on, it devolves into them cussing you out or you cussing them out.
Hey,
and I'm like, every time I have
or do you going to critique?
No, I'm not critiquing you.
I'm going to tell you right now, it devolves into that because we be arguing. It's just an argument.
Exactly.
But
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
what's your point,
Oh,
man? You
sorry.
got a point you want to make? Because, dude, I don't mind it. I've been known to cuss people out. I don't get mad at people yell at me. I yell at people. It's what it is. I'm not perfect.
Yeah, I
I
know,
will.
and I find it hilarious because they seem so innocent at first, and then it comes to the end, and all they have is just calling your names, and I'm like, wow, it came to this. It came to that a lot. But moral of the story. So I think a good fight for Gervonta would be to fight Isak Cruz again, because he didn't knock Isak Cruz out because his hand was broken. So for me, that has always been a viable rematch. Like that's one of the top rematches for me that I want to see from Tank. I want to see him fight Isak Cruz again. So even before Devin or before Tank go anywhere else, like Lennox Lewis, he defended both of his losses via knockout. So that's why Lennox Lewis is one of my favorite fighters. Each time he lost, he avenged his loss by a knockout. So even for Tank, he only has 2 fights where he doesn't have knockouts. Isak Cruz is one of them. I would find the Isak Cruz very entertaining fight. I think that's one of the fights that he has to get going, before he moves up, because, I see YouTube shorts, I see Instagram stories, and they show Isak and Tank fighting, and in the caption, oh, Tank didn't knock him out, but we all know Tank's hand was broke and shit like that. But I think Isak Cruz will be a good fight. So I want to say.
Okay, that's fair.
I want to
That's good.
see that again. I would like to see that again. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, man, I'll take it. I'll take it any way it goes, brother. That's fair. I mean, I don't have a problem with him doing those things. Just, people are going to complain no matter what. They're going to complain no matter what he does. They're going to complain no matter what he does.
Yeah.
But if he can't fight Isak Cruz, he can't fight. The only person he can fight is Devin. But Devin ain't trying to fight him because he left away.
I mean, there's other.
All right, no,
like
I'm just looking at somebody else having said something. I'm good though. All right, brother. Thank you, Random Skits. Thank you, sir. Thank you a lot, man. Really appreciate you. All right.
Adios.
Yes, sir. Ray, how can I help you, sir?
I'm sorry for that. With all due respect, my friend, I don't know. I don't have no disrespect or rudeness to you. If I do, I apologize. There's never that. I was just combating a natural debate with you, but I think we had 2 different things. I was only responding to you saying Devin was a duck. I was coming at
I didn't say Devin was a duck.
When you led into this, you did say that. And that's why I responded. Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
I never said, let me be very clear.
I misinterpreted.
I do not believe.
Yeah, I never called Shakur a duck. That wasn't my
anybody.
Right. But I wasn't trying to call Shakur a duck either. So I was just trying to say I just think negotiations fell out or the opportunity fell away. That's where I was going with it. I wasn't trying to say anybody here or there were ducking or fighting each other on obviously not in the ring, but to that point. So
okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that's
all.
Thank
you, brother.
All right, no problem, man.
All right, man. Get back, Ray. All day.
Get back, Ray. All day. You know that. All respect.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm not sure, dude. I can be very, very rude, bro. So I'm not tripping. What's going on, Jonathan Bullard? What's happening, sir?
What you say, buddy? How you doing, buddy?
Man, I can't complain.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, man. We got to get you in the mix, bro, making these fights happen. You talk the most sense. You preaching, really. You preaching. You educating everybody.
Thanks, man.
We got to get you. We got to get you. Somebody need to tag ESPN. Stephen A. Smith. Hey, man, I'm serious, bro. I'm serious, man. Like I'm serious, man. Like you keeping boxing alive, bro. It's dead, man. Like it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like by you talking and entertaining the people that really love the sport of boxing. Hey, man, I'm serious. Like I'm for real, man. That's why I support the channel. Hey, man, I be on your feed saying block they, but if they hate, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm serious, man. But we gotta really get you some support, man, because hey, man, it's not enough of us supporting us.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, Jonathan.
Yes, sir.
Put it in the super chat, in the cash apps. That works the best.
Hey,
Thank
you, man. But hey, man, tell them, man. Hey, we need, Stephen A. Shannon. Hey, man, boxing is still alive, bro. You know what I'm saying? But we need guys like you, man. Prince the dude from Saudi Arabia, man. Hey, come on, man, make this happen.
Yes, sir. All right, bro. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. Bullet.
Yes, sir.
All right, get back, man.
Later.
Yes, sir. Freaking flyer.
For 9. But no, why do I get you so mad? I just be up here talking logic, man. And you don't even let me say the rest of it. What I be trying to say. It's no way that Shakur should get the same in a negotiation with Devin Haney as Tank gets.
That's
you threw me off for that.
Your original statement was that it is ridiculous for somebody to get 50-50 with the undisputed champion.
Yeah, I think it's crazy.
I'm not done. When you say it's ridiculous for anybody to get or someone to get 50-50 with the undisputed champion, that statement was wrong because I could name somebody that easily deserved getting that from the undisputed champion. That person is Gervonta Davis. So your statement, if you wanted to say, why should Shakur get 50-50? The answer is because if the WBC says so, that's why. The same answer to why Teofimo Lopez was the undisputed champion. Because
I was going to say you was correct.
Because I was going to say the WBC says so.
I was going to say you was correct with what you just said, but we both know that we was talking about Shakur though. Why would you use somebody? Why would you think I'm talking about somebody else if the subject is Shakur?
You didn't say Shakur. You said, why would someone get 50-50 with the undisputed champion? You didn't say.
I said I think it's crazy for somebody to get.
You did not say it's not crazy for someone to get. Someone is anybody, man.
But we know that someone we talking about is Shakur. So strike that out. I stand corrected. Shakur, it's crazy for Shakur to get 50-50 split in negotiations with Devin Haney, the undisputed champion, and he just got to the division.
Okay, so do you think that is? Let's just assume that it is crazy.
Do you think that that's warranted? That he should get 50-50 split in that situation?
No, I'm not going to get into that. Let's just say it is crazy. Let's assume that it's crazy. Do you think most people would think that's crazy?
Yes, absolutely. I don't see how somebody wouldn't.
Bro, so if you don't see why somebody wouldn't think it, then why would you worry about it?
Okay, now we get to the part that I was really wanting to talk about. In that wording, it said in the event. In the event.
Let me tell you, you suck at reading rules. I'm not going to do this with you.
Okay, I'm not going to read the rules. Just that one part right there in the event.
Sir, if I'm a doctor, a radiologist, and we're looking at an x-ray, and you are not, I am not going to have a debate with you about what it says.
We're not debating what it says. We both know what it says.
You don't know what it says because you're talking about the wrong person. You're talking about the wrong part. The portion that is relevant is that it is up to the WBC whether or not they consider it.
Yeah, you didn't even get me to say, well, you can't predict what I'm about to say. For now, you didn't even give me a chance to say it. Let me say it. And then, because you're assuming that you know what I was going to say.
Hey, bro.
Can I please say it? That's all I want to say, man. I was trying to say, I was saying Shakur is only expected to ask for 50-50 split. So it's definitely going to, if he's only asking for 50-50 split, each time that in a negotiation with Devin Haney freely, if they already made 3 offers and his only comeback was 50-50 split, then it can be expected that he's going to do the same thing. So in the event, it's just smoke and mirrors. We already know he's going to say 50-50 and it's going to go to purse bid or whatever, or the WBC is going to have to decide. And so if Devin Haney was to stick around for that, to wait for the WBC to decide, then whatever they decide, he will have to go with that. So if they decided that he fits the exception whatever that rule number is, then Shakur, they give Shakur a 50-50 split in that purse bid, then he would have to fight. He would be stuck fighting him. That's all I was trying to say. That's logical, man.
Yeah, here's my. Let me make that synonymous. Let me make that not synonymous. Let me simplify that. You're worried that the WBC will give him 50-50.
No, we're not worried. We already know that that's what's going to happen.
Sir.
Diabolical WBC has. Okay, go ahead.
As painful as it was, I let you talk.
What was painful about that? I didn't say nothing crazy.
Stop, please. Stop talking. If I, what do you mean, stop. I listened to that whole thing. The entire thing I listened to you. You said, if it is unreasonable for anybody to believe that Shakur deserves 50-50, and it is up to the WBC to decide whether or not he gets 50-50. Aren't the WBC included in somebody? So if it is unreasonable for everybody, then you don't have to worry about the WBC saying yes, because it's unreasonable. At which point in time, they will say no, and they will say 70-30.
We know that the WBC has been unreasonable already.
Not done talking. So then it will be up to Shakur to say whether or not he is willing to fight for whatever it is that the WBC says. If he is unwilling to do it, then Devin keeps his belt and he can go fight somebody else. Easy. But if you really believe, I'm not done talking. If you really believe that it is absolutely ridiculous for his market value to be the same as Gervonta, to be the same as Devin Haney's, if you really think it's ridiculous, then you don't have anything to worry about. Because I guarantee you that they are not going to give Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. They are not giving David Benavidez no 50-50 split. Because that is something he won't even have to worry about. And why is that? Because he's got the numbers to back it up. He can say, no way is it 50-50. This man's ticket sales for his fights, his gate. My gate are 10 million. His gate is 500,000. The revenue generated from my fights, total revenue from my fight, is $50 million. The total revenue generated from his fight is less than 1. So when they look at it, they're going to say $50 million, 1. You better be lucky that you're getting this 25%. You're lucky you're getting this 30%. We know it. That's no way in the world Canelo's going to worry about that. Now, Devin, on the other hand, may have something to worry about. When he looked at that time and he looked and said, what is the market value of Devin? When they're looking at the market value, they're not looking at the belts, because the belts are not market value. The belts are just the championship. The rule says the market value of the fighter, not the championships. So Devin does have a risk that because of his market value, which is not significantly higher than Devin Haney, than Shakur's, it is a chance that he's going to get somewhere around 55-45, 60-40, 55-45, maybe 50-50, because of the market value, not the belts, the market value, which goes back to your point why I use the example of Gervonta Davis saying he wants 50%. If Gervonta Davis was the mandatory, you better believe that shit's going to 50-50. You better believe it.
Fanon, that example of Canelo is a horrible example, because we already know that the WBC bend over backwards for Canelo and Lomachenko, and they're known to be unreasonable.
It's not a matter of them bending over backwards. It's a matter of their market value.
No, it's a matter of them bending over.
No, it is not. And that's why I'm saying I'm not in the mood to talk to you for a long time, dude. I'm not in the mood to talk to you all day about this. You're in the back because you're gonna give me a headache if you keep talking. This is obnoxious, bro. This is why I don't like talking to you guys, man. I talk to you because I like you as a person, frequent flyer, but I don't enjoy talking to you. Because I can do this with you seriously 1,000 times and you'll still say the same thing. I don't feel like pulling out the exact rule, but here you go. Such as considering the outstanding market value of one of the boxers. Do you see where that says outstanding market value?
Absolutely, but that's not the only thing that they base it on. And we know that the WBC be unreasonable with Canelo anyway all the time. They won't even mandate the fight.
Will you please stop trying to play games?
How am I playing games, bro?
Because I'm not talking about Canelo Alvarez. I use Canelo.
You brought Canelo in it though.
Because I used him as an example to to demonstrate something to you.
And I was saying that was a bad.
Stop cutting me off. It's not bad. One guy has a tremendous market value. The other guy has a lesser market value. So you know that you don't have to worry about David Benavidez getting 50-50. Devin Haney if Devin Haney didn't have to worry about them going 50-50, then it won't be an issue.
Devin Haney.
Rachel, how can I help you?
Hi.
Hey.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you.
Just to throw this in there, you guys have to understand, like, all the sanctioning bodies pretty much have the last say on everything. Like, there's special exceptions, there's, they really don't have to explain themselves to the decisions that they make, and I also want to put this out there because I think I was arguing with someone on a different channel about, like market values and, oh, they had this gate and that gate. And I was in the media section and they gave us this number. Just to let you guys know, the media is given, the number that the media is given at the end of the fights is the fire marshal's number for the amount of people in the building. It's not actually the tickets sold. So with something like, especially Las Vegas, Nevada State Commission doesn't hand out the people how many tickets were sold at fights. So market value is really hard to obtain unless you followed up on your Muhammad Ali Act to get that as a fighter, which I advise every fighter should. But as far as these, the media report saying X amount of people bought tickets, purchased tickets, it's wrong because I've talked to people like Jake Donovan and Steve Kim that have gotten these quote unquote numbers, and it's they've both told me that it's fire marshal numbers on people in the building. That means comp tickets, that means hot dog vendors, that means security and ushers and stuff like that. So again, I mean, as far as a fighter goes, they need to not just sign the paper that they've signed 2 hours before they get in the ring, as a Muhammad Ali act, but they need to get the final numbers from their promoter so they actually know their marketing value. That's all.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate learning something, because
Yeah.
I mean, like, it is what it is. Thank you so
No,
much.
I just thought it was funny because this guy I guess he went to a fight and he claimed a number, and I was like, no way. And he was like, yeah, that's the number. You're saying the promoter's lying. And sure enough, I call, like, I'm not going to say legit reporters, but people have done it for quite some time. And I asked them what that number is, and they clarified it with me. They're like, that's not tickets sold, Rachel. I was like, oh, okay. So, I mean, it's all about the narrative. It's all, especially when it comes to promoters giving credentials to who they want to and who they don't want to, right? So anyway, happy Sunday. Hope you have fun with them.
Sunday, Rachel. It's always a pleasure speaking with you.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Take care. Random skits, what's going on, man? Hold on one second. I think somebody supported. Did I do this? Did somebody support? Fight game. Oh, Big Dre said, smash that like button before you leave. Put some color in the chat. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Dre. Big Dre. Big Dre. And then huge Cal Cool said, blessings to you, Martin. What a day it's been. Oh, man, that orange, man. Thank you, Cal Coolidge. What's going on, Random Skits? And then I see you, Dean.
Yeah, I had one more question. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you perfectly well.
Okay. So Mario Barrios, he fought Yordenis Ugas. What did he fight Yordenis Ugas for? Just for clarification.
The WBC interim title.
Okay. Interim title. Okay. So my question to you is, I've seen Tank beat Barrios. Barrios is now at 147 pounds. So he's not the same Barrios that fought Tank, of course, since he's at a higher weight class. I know you've been calling for Tank to fight Boots, or the top,
Never.
147 pounders.
I've called for Boots. Yeah, I called for who?
I'm
Tank
sorry,
to
I may
fight
have.
Boots?
No, I'm sorry, not Tank, but Devin. Since Devin is
I'm not
upgrading
calling
his
for
weight
Devin
class.
to do that. I'm being a smart ass. When I'm being a smart ass is let me tell you about that so everybody knows what I'm doing. I'm being a smart ass because Devin Haney should be sitting right there at 140 fighting the guys at 140. I think Gervonta Davis should be fighting at 135 the guys at 135. Period. I'm not calling. It's against my religion to be calling and trying to force guys at lower weight classes to fight at higher weight classes, or for guys at higher weight classes to move down to fight lower weight classes. They're in their weight class. And once people start talking shit to people in other weight classes, either move up and join the weight class and shut up, or move down and join the weight class or shut up. Like Teofimo Lopez saying he wants to fight Terence Crawford. Move up. If he moves up and do it, cool. He moves up, but Terence ain't got to move down. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Devin Haney needs to move up and fight those guys, even though I do eventually believe that he will be at 147, and he probably will not fight Jaron Ennis. I doubt he will. Very seriously, I doubt he will. Even if he's in the weight class, I don't think he'll do that. But okay, so what else is up? That's what I think.
Okay. I was just bringing out another alternative. I think that if the Boots that doesn't work, I think that Devin versus Mario Barrios. I think that within itself, maybe as one of his first fights moving up to 147 would be a good opportunity to get it in. You just let me know that he was fighting for an interim title, so he's not fighting for an actual title. He's not a mandatory or anything like that. But I think that would be a good matchup as like an introduction to the weight class with a Mario Barrios, because Mario Barrios, he's a bigger guy.
Barrios, if he fights, I will take the fight. But if he fights Mario Barrios, he's the biggest hypocrite in the world.
How
I'm
so?
just telling you, because he said that when Gervonta Davis fought him, Devin Haney said that dude was a fake fighter, that he was just built up and given opportunity so he could get fed to Gervonta Davis and fed to Gervonta Davis, and that his entire career was manufactured. So if he moves up to 150, 147 and fights him, then he's fighting somebody he said he has no respect for, and that's hypocritical. Even if he hadn't said that, however, I would have no problem with the fight because I think Mario Barrios is a very good fighter.
Okay, I understand that. And you're basing that off of what he said previously. So,
I mean, if you say the definition of being a hypocrite is saying one thing and doing another. If you're saying that Gervonta Davis's fight with him wasn't a good fight, and because it was a setup fight that everybody knew that Gervonta Davis was going to win because Mario Barrios was garbage, then why? And you say that you want to fight the best and you're going for the best challenges, then why would you be trying to fight Mario Barrios?
Right. But the thing is, Mario Barrios obviously is not a bum. He beat Ugas. You know, so
I knew that was obvious. That was obvious when Devin Haney said it, but it's also obvious that Devin Haney said it. So since Devin Haney said it, you got to stand on what you say. And the man can't all of a sudden pop up and be better now. Or were you just, why would you, if you think he's a good fighter, then why would you say that he wasn't? Well, I was just trying to shit on Tank's fight. Well, that's obvious. But yeah, there you go.
That makes sense. And at the same time, that doesn't make sense. Because why would you shit on another fighter? No, like in terms of what you're saying, like if he's a bad fighter, then why would you say he's a bad fighter that you want to fight? Like he's a good fighter, obviously, and he moved up and he beat a former champion. So for you to say that he's a bad fighter, like it's like a snake in his tail.
Bad fighter. He said he was a bad fighter before he did that. He said that he was a terrible fighter when it was Gervonta that was setting up to fight him. He just basically, all he was really doing is shitting on Gervonta Davis's fight, like Devin Haney fans do every single solitary fight Gervonta Davis fights anybody. Every single solitary person that Gervonta Davis ever fights, they complain about. They complain about Hector Garcia. They complain about Rolly Romero. They complain about Isaac Cruz. They complain about Ryan Garcia. They complain about every single solitary person that Gervonta Davis ever fights. So that's why I don't care what they have to say, because it's every single solitary fight you complain about. And the same guy, and never say anything about the level of competition Devin fights. When Devin fought Yuriorkis Gamboa, it was a good fight. It's a legacy fight. He's a former world champion. But Gervonta Davis fought him before that, and Yuriorkis Gamboa was a one-legged bum who had been knocked out by multiple people. This is the same people talking about the same fighter, fighting Devin and fighting Gervonta. When Gary Russell Jr. fought Jojo Diaz, so what? Who cares? Jojo Diaz isn't any good. But then he moves up 2 weight classes. Devin beats him, and it's a legacy fight. He's a former champion. It always comes down to you interpret it based on what is best for Devin, which is why I'm telling you I'm sick to death of these dudes. Not to death, because I'll live through it, but I'm just sick of it.
Right. And that brings me to the picture that you drew. It wasn't the Venn diagram that you drew the other day, but it was before that.
You mean the one where it's Devin is right?
Yes. Basically. Essentially, yes.
It starts in with, hey, hold on real quick. The answer is Devin is right. What's the question? That's frequent flyer.
Right.
Devin is right. What's the question? They give you the answer before the question comes up.
See, I think
I got the next guy random skit, and then I got to bounce, man.
May I have a moment? Just a quick one. I think the thing is that people are trying to configure in their brain, like what type of scenario, what type of fight, what scenario would produce a fight that we would like. So for me, being objective, I'm looking for different opponents for Devin to fight. I'm not speaking for Devin Haney fans, but you know, the same people that Tank fought is the same people that are in the, you know, that Devin. They're in the same area, like you said before, like the weight classes. There wasn't a 140; it was 135 to 147, right? So all of those people that Tank is eligible to fight and Devin is eligible to fight, they're all in the same little bubble, right? And I feel like people
No,
are
they're
trying
not in the
to.
same little bubble.
Oh
No.
well, because he's
Devin can't make
higher in the weight
130.
class.
Devin cannot make 135. And
So he's
Gervonta Davis,
147.
and Gervonta Davis will never see 147 pounds in his life. What I'm telling you is
Right.
they're not in the same bubble. Gervonta Davis
Right.
is not a 140-pound fighter. He's not that. That's not what he is. He is fights at 135. He's a 135-pound fighter. I would categorize him as a blown-up 130-pounder. That's how I see him. I do not believe that he is ever going to see 147 pounds. And I don't believe that Devin Haney is going to see 4 fights at 140, at 100 and at 140 pounds. If he's not gone after this next fight, he may have 1 fight after the next fight. And after that, he's gone. He's going to go as soon as Gervonta goes to 154, Devin Haney will be in 147 the morning after. Like a chick don't want to get pregnant. Hey, let me let you go, bro, because I got somebody been waiting a long time, brother. I'll get back. Are you there? Random skits. All right, brother. I'll talk to you later, man. Dean, what's good?
Fanon, how you doing, big dog? How's everything?
Man, everything's good. I can't complain.
Hey, man, Fanon, I just wanted to come up here and say this, man, because I get tired of it too. It's, you know, we go around in circles. If y'all want Devin to be this A-side, if y'all want everybody to love Devin, if y'all think Devin deserves all this, that, and the third, y'all do everything but buy the fight. You know how Devin used to say they do everything but say they want to fight? Y'all do everything but buy the fight. So Dean got an idea for you. If you want that Gervonta Davis fight so bad, Devin Haney fans, if y'all think he's so deserving of it, his next fight, make sure y'all support it. Make sure you hit the buy button. Make sure he does over 150,000 pay-per-view buys. And then definitely, for sure, you have a better chance at getting the fight. And we keep calling them fans, Fanon. We mean all 40,000 of them, because you're not even going to convince me all 50,000 of them bought the fight for Devin Haney. All 40,000. If this is like this, man. Y'all show us what his market value is. Y'all mad at us because y'all didn't support the fight. I bought the fight. So y'all mad at Gervonta Davis, man. Y'all mad that Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing and y'all think that Devin Haney should be that. Well, if you think that, hit the buy button. And maybe what you think will come to life. Other than that, I don't want to hear it. I'll holler at you for now. I gotta get back to work. Have a great day, big dog.
Sorry about that, man. Sorry about that, Dean. I'm sorry, man. I tried to jump out real quick and I heard you stop talking. And so I came back. But look, man, okay, so if there's not any more callers, bro, I'm gonna bounce out, man. No, I had to dip for a second, brother. I had to dip. But it's been a really fun conversation. Let me say thank you to let me ask my guy Jorge. Is Rolly Pitbull done deal? What's your take on that? I don't know if that's a done deal or not, but I'll take the fight. Rolly and Pitbull, I'll take the fight. I think that's a good fight. I'll enjoy it. There's a lot of any of these guys fighting each other, I'm gonna enjoy it. I mean, shit, don't be dipping on the big ass be cooking. Now they have there. I haven't seen upper echelon. I got to call upper echelon. Make sure upper echelon ain't pissed at me because he very well could be. I gotta call him. Jay, okay, idiot. I like that fight, man, but I don't know if it's done or not. I don't think we're gonna know until the PBC announces their stuff. Oh, it says so. The fight has been confirmed. Rolly versus Pitbull. For real, if that's true, who confirmed it? Man, what happened? Nah, man, Frequent Flyer's not upset with me. I just spoke with him. It just seems like he's not feeling well. Check your Gmail. I got it right now. Okay. Oh, I got that, Calvin Lane. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that name. Which one? Which one? I got two. I don't see anything new. Yeah, but look, man, I'm gonna get out of here. Hey, much respect, Ray Davis, for sure. Man, ain't nobody holding on to arguments for 5 seconds, man. I appreciate your support for the channel, brother. Man, I ain't giving freaking Flyer my number so he can call me, harass me about no dang Devin Haney. Boy, I certainly hope that boy don't lose, though. John Rayfield, man, I don't know, man. I think you may be a king. The link is already there. There's a link for one person, then I got to bounce. Then I really do got to bounce. I want to enjoy my Saturday. I want to enjoy my Sunday during this very slow January. And hopefully we get some fights. For now, I am on live at Claymore. Come check us out. Yeah, man, I may do it. Oh, fucking goodness. Fucking crazy. This nigga here. How can I help you here for boxing?
What's up, man? How you doing? Happy Sunday to you.
Happy Sunday to you.
Nah, I just wanted to say, regardless of the conversations that take place, man, I just want to give Devin Haney props for leading a new school of boxers that are pushing the limits and trying to be great. Him and Jerron Ennis going to be the face of boxing for the young kids in the future, man. Leaving Tank in the dust. That's all I want to say, just as a boxing fan.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, man. Anyway, much love to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody that supported today. Oh, man. Fernandez, hey, man, I ain't gonna say that. Hey, man, maybe he will be. Soon, all he got to do is knock somebody out. Dog, Devin get knock somebody out, he'll be on his way, dog. God dog, if he just knock somebody out. Y'all didn't want to listen to me when I told y'all he needed to knock out Regis Prograis. You guys would be flying so much higher if he had knocked out Regis Prograis, but you didn't knock out Regis Prograis. Yes, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell y'all. All you got to do is knock people out. If you knock people, it's right there, bros. All you got to do is knock people out, man. Just knock people out. Is that too much to ask of Thanos? Is that too much to ask for the Thanos of boxing? Let me tell you, LeVar, who's LeVar? You laughing at somebody? I hope you're not calling me LeVar Ball, bro. Or you're talking LeVar Akins. Okay. I'm about to say, bro, I am much better looking than LeVar Ball, dog. I take that as a personal insult. Anytime somebody, you look like LeVar Ball. It's Anos. Dog, can Anos knock somebody out, please? Can we please get Anos out of here? Anos. Where I come from, H's come out. H's are silent. H's are silent where I come from. Anos. Because his fights be Anos. Oh, a couple days ago. Damn. Damn. What's your email address? So I know, so I can see it. I don't look like Brian Custer. I don't look anything like Brian Custer. That's just not even a close one. That's not even a close one. I don't resemble Brian Custer at all. All I am is bald. He's bald, I'm bald. That's it. I don't look like every single solitary black person on the planet. Every type of bald person that there is, man. I should really show you my cousin by let me see something. Yes.
Hey, so good afternoon, man. I just wanted to come on here and say, man, keep grinding, man. You're doing good, man. I appreciate watching your lives, man. You get me through my days, man. So I appreciate you, brother. Keep grinding,
Thank
bro.
you. Thank you.
I just think I needed to say that to you today, man. I hope I made your day better.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome, man. Have a good one. Bye.
You have a wonderful day as well. If you think I'm softening up on you suckers, you out your minds. I'm out. Deuces. Have a wonderful day, y'all. And thank you guys so much for your support. Mr. McKinney, though. Daryl McKinney, man, can you send another note so I know what your email address is? Because I literally have like 50 million emails. And when I put in your first name, it didn't become apparent. I'm out of here, though. Thank you. Oh, okay, got it. All right, cool. So how can I get this? Okay, let me look real quick. Where is this? Man, sometimes I think I'm slow. Sometimes I am slow. Give me 1 second. Because I don't want to mess this up, Daryl. I'm going to do this right live. Man, I don't. What email did you send it to? Got it. Got it. Got it. All right, man. I'm going to hit you up. Okay, I got you. All right, man. I sent you mine, brother, just in case you ever need to get in contact with me. Got you, brother. Got you, Daryl. Got you. All right, brother. Got you. Text me, man. Text me. He said, all Philly dudes don't act like these clowns. Oh, I know. I know. Man, I got a lot of family in Philadelphia. My family's from Philadelphia. My father's family's from Philadelphia. So, yeah, I know they don't act like clowns. My dad is not a clown, don't clown at all. Like, there's very little clown in very little play in him. He'll be a little silly, may insult, little joke here or there, but for the most part, ain't no play in him. Ain't no play in him. Anyway, with that, I'm out. Deuces. Y'all have a wonderful day.